Evening, evening all. Welcome back to Insta Spurs episode 33. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to everyone watching at home. Hope everybody's keeping well. And this is a real last minute stream. A lot of breaking news today, eh? A lot to get into. Season is getting very near. But look, I've been joined a couple of guests, Benji and Dan. Let's welcome you guys in. How you doing, lads?
Not too bad, mate. You found a couple of rats scurrying around, mate. Here we are. Nice to see you. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Speak for your fucking self, mate. It's fucking rat.
I knew you'd say that.
Speak for yourself, you prick. Yeah, it's been a long day. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, what you told me earlier. Yeah, man. How you feeling now? You all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been at work till 7. I'm running low on steam, to be honest.
Do you drink energy drinks, Benji, or coffee?
No, I've got a bit of a condition. I actually can't have that. If I have that stuff, mate, I'll go into a full-blown meltdown. But to be fair, I did quit smoking a few days ago, and I feel wired at the minute. Like, it's like brain cells have come back into my head. I know what you're thinking. There wasn't any there to begin with, but honestly, since I quit smoking, I feel like clear and energized. But yeah, it's a strange one, mate. Yeah.
What the fuck you been smoking?
I don't know. I feel, mate. You laugh. I feel wired, mate. It's like people are, Ben, why are you talking so quick? I don't know. I think I'm gonna have some sort of meltdown at some point.
Mate, you're still buzzing from last night, mate. Your show last night, mate. You're still buzzing, man.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was well. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It's a shame we couldn't have got you there. That would have been
calm
good.
down, mate. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Come on, we do it. There you go. See?
Mate, that was brilliant yesterday when you came on and you were just going for it and just no one could hear you. It was funny.
The passion. Did you see the passion? It was all. And then Danny comes on. Bastard. My family watched that back and they're still laughing now. Like, just give me a break. And I thought, why would I introduce Dan first? Again, that's on me. You don't introduce Dan, he's going to do something. Bastard.
Nah, it's quality, man. It was quality stuff. Great show, man. It was a good show, wasn't it, last night? I enjoyed it. I ain't seen it all, but I saw a bit of it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Honestly, the amount of people who were watching, I was just blown away by the support. It was it was really special. It was my first big show, I'd say. And you know when everything just goes to plan. That's exactly what happened, and it was an absolute banger. You know, everyone
like it does at Tottenham, yeah. Or like it doesn't go
at Tottenham. Don't, because after today, Danny, I'm furious. I've just released a rant video, mate. I am losing my mind, and then it come. Well, I don't want to get into it because obviously I'm sure Dan's gonna get us on the subject matter. But there's been some happenings at Spurs today, right? So it's not helped.
Yeah, been a busy day, isn't it? Busy day today. But yeah, big up to everyone. Cheers, guys, for coming on. And I'll put the link in the chat. I have a couple more on. I only can have 6 on at the moment. But yeah, join us if you want. Stay as long as you want. Let's go to the chat. Let's see who's here and say a few hellos to people before we get going. Scott in the chat. Big up, Scott, mate. I saw what you today, man. You've been arguing, man. All night.
When isn't he fucking arguing?
Mate, that went on for like 2 hours, Scott, mate. Honestly. Madness. This club, man. This is always the same, isn't it, with the fan base? No one can agree. It was great fun. Big up to you. Say Spence and Romero out. Let's hope it's just the start, and many more are leaving. Yeah, mate. We need to clear a bit more deadwood out. We've got Guy in the chat. Oi. Big up, Guy. Hope you're good, man. We got Lisa in the chat as well. Big up, Dan, Benji, and Danny. PS, can I have some of what you're on, Benji?
It's all right. I already told her.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm done. Maybe the missus is injecting me something. I don't know. Something's going on here. I even make sense at times, which is scaring me even more. So yeah, Lisa, I'll find out what it is and I'll send it over to you, honey. No problem.
Put it in the post. Big up, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. And we also got Cookie in the house as well. Big up, Cookie. Enoch out as usual. And yeah, that's it for now. I'm sure some other people will join us throughout the night. Now, look, guys, how are you all feeling about the season? It's very close now. Couple of weeks away. You excited? Looking forward to it? What are your thoughts, man? Anyone can go first.
Go on, Ben. Go for it, mate.
I mean, I'm nervous. I mean, look, listen, we're starting to release players, and as good as that is, you know, I'm not seeing a clear plan here. So it's making me nervous for the start of the season, no doubt. Listen, I'm excited to see the likes of Fernandes, Tonali, Van Heck, of course. But, you know, the thing that's making me nervous here, boys, is that front line. And I hate to talk about it because we've gone over it a billion times. But let's be honest, it's a very serious problem with Spurs. So to answer your question, Dan, mate, honestly, I'm half and half at this point, and I feel like I shouldn't be saying that because we spent £237 million on new players. I feel like I should be grateful. So I'm 50-50, Dan. I really am. I don't know what else to say.
Mate, you've dropped it a little bit, man. I'm sure you were more positive the other week. What is it? Just the lack of forwards ain't coming in now, is it? You're starting to panic a bit.
All right, I'll tell you what it is, because the thing is, I don't want to go too deep because I know you're going to bring it up as a subject. So I'll just try and glaze over it. I'll try and glaze over it. But look, with the likes of Spence being sold and Romero being sold, both, in my opinion, for pittance, right? You know, it seems to be, oh man, I don't know. Like, it just, I want to see the club bring in players and then get rid. And listen, I just feel like it's bad timing. And again, people may not agree with me here, but I think if you're gonna, you know, overhaul the club, just bring them in. Don't wait for sales. You know, we're all concerned about a clear vision here, right? We're all looking at what are Spurs going to do? What's the plan when it comes to transfers? Because at the moment, I'm not seeing that plan. You know, and seeing Jed go out and Romero go out, it just makes me a little bit nervous. I'm not sure why. It just does. I mean, you know, look, we talk about good business this season, and we've done good business. I mean, we've overpaid for everyone, but we've brought in top quality, right? But selling Jed at 26 million is an absolute disgrace. Now, I thought, but the worst bit of bad business thus far this season, this transfer window, sorry, has been rejecting 45 million for Bergvall. To me, that's crazy. You're talking about a player that's regressed since he's come to Spurs, and you're turning down 45 million for someone who offers nothing. But you know what? And I said this in my video earlier, I can look past that because Roberto seems to think there's something there. Fine. But in today, you've got Jed, 26 million. Someone there's a lot of hype around right now, which is, you know, it's a big thing. People are kicking off about his England performances. You've got Arsenal fans saying we're taking, you know, and 26 million for an English player, right? Homegrown, 26, can play left, right. That's batshit crazy to go for 26 million pounds. That's a disgrace. Send him to a Premier League club and get 50. I don't care if we're up against him. It don't matter. If you're going to sell him, which I don't think we should have, then sell him to a Premier League club for more money. It doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. It doesn't. And then on top of that, we've got Romero. So look, you can love the guy, you can hate the guy. But 40 million euros, guys, I'm not sure what that equates to. What's that? 30 something million, 31?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
You know, you're talking about a World Cup winner here, despite his issues when it comes to consistency. Fine, I get it, but surely he's got to be worth more than sort of 32, 33 million. I just feel like this is bad business on the outtake. And again, listen, maybe one of you can prove me wrong, but
yeah, look, there's a lot of conversation, Benji, around the costs of what we're selling these players, and some fans are not too happy. Some fans don't give a shit. It's a bit of a mixed bag, really. Go to Danny. Big up, Elly. How you doing? I'll bring you in a minute. I hope you're okay.
Thank you.
You all right?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Good stuff. Yeah, Dan. What do you care about the money that we're selling them for, or you're like, yeah, glad they're gone?
You know what? In that aspect, I'm more glad that Romero's gone than Spence. I can't say I'm particularly bothered about Spence because he must have been dropped by about 5 managers now for a reason. I think it comes more to the chip on his shoulder attitude he seems to come across with. I don't think it was the smartest thing getting rid of him. I think we could have got more than 26 mil for him. Definitely, because he also covers left back, right back. If we want to play a defensive left back, right back, he's your man. He's much better than Porro at defending, but he can't attack for shit. Whereas Porro can't defend for shit, but he's a bloody good wing back. And I don't think we needed to necessarily get rid of Spence, but if De Zerbi was happy with him gone, there must have been a reason to it as well. But with the money side of it, unless if you're not going to sell to a Premier League team, you ain't going to get decent money unless you're going Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid. I mean, Barcelona don't even pay big money anymore, really. Not to what they used to. They'll pay the wages, but they don't really pay them. I mean, Real Madrid don't go out and buy 100 million, 150 million pound players anymore either. But anyone else, unless it's out the Premier League, you're going to be taking a pay cut because they don't pay the same money. Simple as that. That is how big the Premier League is. It brings in double, nearly treble the amount of money of the closest league to it. So,
I mean, Barca did pay 80 million for Newcastle's left winger.
Yeah,
that's quite sizable.
Yeah, but that's a bit of an average price these days, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I suppose you're right.
What I mean is they don't pay stupid money anymore. I mean, Gordon 80 million, strange one for me, but either way, they're not going to go out and pay stupid money for players anymore like they used to. Is more the point I'm getting at. Spence, he's one I agree with what people said the other day of more. Yeah, maybe he's more one we could have looked at getting rid of in January or whatever. We didn't necessarily need to see him go. But again, if De Zerbi wanted him gone and was happy with it, then people keep telling me if it's what the manager wants and the manager's choice and that, then we go with it. Romero, I'm just glad to see the back of him. I've been saying for over 2 years now that I think he's a very overrated player for the sheer fact that he just turns up when he wants to. And for that, I can't stand him.
So Dan, are you overall happy, mate, with these two going? I know Spence, you were not as keen, but you're all right with it. You're like, makes sense, and it sounds like it with the way you're talking.
Well, that's about 65, 64 mil we've just made off the pair of them. That's more to go towards someone up front if we're actually going to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, who are we going to use to cover
now,
right back?
It's great, isn't it, mate?
I mean,
it's going to be great.
They're probably going to keep Archie Gray and use him as the backup for the right back, and that's not. I'm not saying that's a good thing, by the way. But every manager that Spence has played with, they've dropped him. Even when he was the best player in the team for about 7 games. As soon as the Dogie was fit, he got dropped straight away. There's got to be a reason to it. There's got to be something behind it. But he's one that would have been a good idea to keep as a sub, to keep as a backup, basically. But either way, I can't say I'm too bothered that he's gone. And yeah, Romero, I'm glad to see the back of him. Great player on his day, but I don't want a player that only has his odd day. I don't want a player that turns up when he can be bothered to turn up. Sooner we got rid of him, the better. I've been saying that for 2 years.
Yeah. I get you, man. I get you. Let's bring Elly here, and Scott in the chat's come up with this comment about doesn't the price and the lack of interest show what the true value of Spence and Romero is? And yeah, just lead into that, Elly, and anything else you want to say about these two players getting out of the club today.
With Romero, right? Because he's a good player, right? But he's not a good player all the time. Like Dan said, he's inconsistent. Like I heard Dan say he gets a 5, he gets a 6, gets a 7, and he gets a 3, and a 5, and a 4, and a 3. So he doesn't consistently perform. And as a defender, you need to be consistent, right? So yeah, he turns up on the big games when everybody's looking. He'll turn up, but then you want the nitty gritty, don't you? You want the Brentfords and the Bournemouths and even the clubs that finish way above us this season, and we're talking about them like we're better than them, and we're not, right? And that's because we hold on to players' sentimentality. Spence, another one, I like him. He's a good player, but he's not consistent either. And he comes across. Look, I'm heavy on body language. I say that a lot. Right, and I saw him against Forest, right? He wasn't interested. His body language was all wrong. And he came on the pitch and it was like, Kevin out of Harry Enfield. So what I mean? It's like get shifty, and then the only other alternative is Udogie and Robertson, right on that left, because we know that Porro is the blue-eyed boy and he's not going to be dropped, right? So, and they think he's better than Spence up the ball, right? So he's not going to get a look in. So for his own career, he needed to leave anyway because he wasn't going to get a first team spot, that's for sure. Yeah, and we've got good, decent money, not probably enough, but it's decent. And we've got to move on from them now. We can't cry over spilt milk. And also, I think we could get better than them. There are much better players out there that can be replacements for them, and then that the other money could be, well, their money can be saved towards a striker, like Dan said, right? And we need that forward line strengthened because if we go in with Sawanki and Richie, I'm going to cry. Honestly, come on, Spurs, get a shifty and get those forwards in, and get that left winger in, and also the right wing. Kudos is injured. Well, who are we going to play on the right wing? Tell. We're going to play him on the left wing because we're not going to fill that. So we're going to go with the same forward line, bar Kudos when he gets back, and it's just not good enough. Regardless of how we've strengthened elsewhere, I was just saying to Phil Coyes in the WhatsApp group, we need to strengthen in depth. We can't just say we've got Tonali and they've done well getting Fernandes and Van Hecker. No, you've got to go. If you're going to go bloody big, go big. Yeah? Put your money where your mouth is, Enoch, and get these forwards filled in. Because honestly, I'm going to bloody cry if I had to watch that crap again. Sorry, but I'll tell the truth. Yeah, they're crap. And all through their career, they've been crap. It's not just at Spurs, all through their career. Bar one season where Solanke scored 19 goals for Bournemouth. And that's it. What other year have they performed to a high level? No. And we're sticking with them. Nothing ridiculous.
Richie's been more consistent in his career than Solanke.
Yeah, he has, but he's still not up in
He's
the
still not good.
goals. No. And he costs us a lot of goals as well because he misses a lot of chances, and his general play is pants.
Did you see his post, guys? Didn't he put out a post
He
today?
can't even hold the ball up.
Elly, didn't he put out a post today? I swear it was today on Instagram that he's not going anywhere. I don't know if it was fake.
What did he say?
It really made me laugh because they're not getting me out of this club. I'm going for my second trophy here.
You wouldn't put it past him, would you? You really wouldn't. Listen, Richarlison is an absolute donkey. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I play a game. Every time I watch him, count backwards from 5. And I promise you'll enjoy the game. I watch him sometimes and I think, how the fuck are you?
Phil President calls him foul pigeon.
Oh,
man.
God,
That's
honestly.
crazy. Crazy, man. Crazy. Look, forward players. Yeah, we'll get into it tonight. We'll get a big up to everyone in the chat. Smash the like button. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us. Yeah. Leave us your thoughts on anything.
It.
Who's that? Who's faking it? I missed that, Elly. What's that?
Yeah.
I lost Elly. Elly's gone. Elly, you all right? She said she's faking it and then you're gone. Look, let's go chat. Let's go chat a little bit. Phil, big up
Richarlison, he's faking it all his career.
He's faking it. Yeah.
I mean, he does. He's known for stealing Man of the Match awards, isn't he? And he takes pictures of them. Have you seen him do that?
I'm going to go out.
You all right, Elly?
Can you hear me, lads?
Yeah, we lost you for like 30 seconds, and then you suddenly started talking again. She's got some technical difficulties there. I'm sure she'll come back in a minute. Yeah, Phil Coy says we still made profit on Spence. Yeah, we did. Big up Tom in the chat. How you doing, man? Cookie's saying if they don't want to be here, let them go. Yeah, fair enough. I'll say my bit in a minute. Philly, big up Philly. At Inter, Spence will be looking to replace Dumfries as a starter. I've got Adrian in the room. Let's bring Adrian in. Evening, Adrian. How you doing, man? You all right?
Evening, guys. How are you all? Benji, good
You're
show
right.
last night. You did a
Oh,
good
bless
show.
you, my man.
I know you was
You stuck
nervous,
around.
but you did well. You did well, mate.
Oh, bless you. Right. You stuck around for the old damn show, mate. Bless you, my man. Bless you. I did that.
My faking it was for Richarlison, by the way. He's faked it all through his career. And he's not really a footballer. He's a foul pigeon.
Oh man, well, he's one more year left in this contract, so hopefully we've got only one more season to part with him.
Yeah.
Left. So
Go back to
Crazy.
believing.
What are we celebrating now? Is that
Yeah.
where we are with Richarlison? He's got 1 year left on his contract. Oh,
I
Oh,
mean, yeah. Adrian, we celebrating, mate. You've had enough of that with Charleston, haven't you, Adrian?
trampoline touch, yeah. I've had enough.
Trampoline touch.
Yeah, so I mean, as soon as he goes, the better. We keep Solanke. We're going to keep Solanke's homegrown. We've got seven homegrown. We had 8 with Spence, but now he's gone. So yeah, I mean, and Romero's gone as well. That's an here we go, isn't it? So
Has
he's
Romero
gone.
gone to Atleti, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
that's
gone.
right.
Gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, that suits him. Simeone, Argentinian. He's Argentinian. They could both go to Argentina,
So, I mean,
put them bunk off.
yeah, if Vicario, say Sarr, you know, you've got, like I say, Romero's gone, isn't he? If Bergvall goes as well, although De Zerbi wanted to keep him with a promise, look, stay till January and we see how it goes with game time and all that, we might keep it. Bergvall might stay. But I wouldn't be averse to him being sold either, especially if you get the room at 60 mil for him. I mean, you're starting to bite your hands off and stuff like that, don't you?
What we should do with Bergvall, we should go and give it 80 mil, 90 mil for Morgan Gibbs White there and go and put Bergvall on top, icing on the cake to the point where it's that hard to turn it round. That's what I think we should do with him.
It looks like tactically from the club that we're now at a 1 in, 1 out, because we can't end up. I mean, if you bring Savinho and Gakpo in, they're both foreign players down, aren't they? To add to the foreign quota list.
Then why did we get rid of? But we just got rid of a homegrown player.
I know we
Spence won
did,
it
right?
in that aspect.
But then, so now you need to get rid of. I mean, I still think we'll get Savinho, you know, and I think that deal will get done this week. It'll be done within a week this week because there isn't much time. I mean, he put in a transfer request, didn't he? So we're not gonna keep...
I'd have heard that for the last 6 months, mate. It'd be done this week.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
but
wow.
the dominoes have started to fall for other clubs as well. And the reason is because you've only got, well, the Friday game's on the 21st. That's 9 days. All right. You've got till the 1st of December to do business, but you don't want to be doing it when the football season starts, do you? And it's the same for every other club as well. So I think you're going to see a lot of movement in the transfer window now through to the start of the season. A lot of movement from clubs. And Chelsea have got to ship loads of players, really. They're going to be too well stocked. They won't be able to register them all.
Yeah, look, let's worry about our club. Actually,
Yeah.
Chelsea's issues, man. But going back to Savinho, there was some breaking news today, weren't there? There was some breaking. Well, people have done streams on it and all sorts of stuff. So I had to look into it because I just thought I didn't believe it. But it's something coming from ESPN Brazil, Bruno Andre or someone like that. You know, he's talking about it. But, you know, it depends if you believe that source or not. But it doesn't look much changed, really. Like, we're interested in Savinho. City are looking for a replacement. They maybe want Neto. Look, it's nowhere near being done yet. For me,
of things, though, Dan. Just a couple of things.
Go on.
We were having formal meetings with Man City this week, right? Don't know what day.
You know that?
How
do you know that, mate?
That come from the Athletic,
okay.
Right. So, I mean, I don't post. I mean, most of them out there stuff I won't post even in a WhatsApp group if it hasn't sort of gained gravitas or it hasn't got some form of credibility. And the other thing, which tells you something, Savinho's stripped all his social posts, all his connections with Man City. They're gone. I think we're having talks at this moment. This still I wouldn't be surprised if it's done by Friday, right? Or even if you've got a rumour tomorrow. It could go on to after the weekend. But I'm convinced this deal gets done. Whether you like the player or not is another thing. I really like the player, suit quality. My argument has been for years is, I don't care if we've got Ronaldo and Messi on one wing and Messi on the other. You've got to score goals, right? You've got to score goals, and that's my one concern with Savinho, not his quality. So
Yeah,
and he's an upgrade. He's an upgrade, and we've only got Telder at the moment. So if you could get him back, you know.
Look, I'm so sick to death of this Savinho. He's been dragging on for 2 years. If he's coming, right? Yeah, I think he's going to come. It sounds like he's going to come. I think there was something reported today that Spurs are closer to matching their £70 million. That's what they want from it. Could even be more than that. It's so it's taken some time. City ain't got a replacement yet, so I don't even know really what the hold up is. Why couldn't this been done weeks ago? Savinho's been playing for City in pre-season. He's been playing every game, hasn't he?
Do you believe the replacement story? I mean, you got Haaland and Mamouche, you got Semenyo, you got Doku, right? You got Amonga, you got Reinders, you got Foden, right?
They know we're that desperate.
They're not desperate, are they, Dan? I mean, they're not desperate.
They know we are that desperate that they're going to be able to hold us to the last penny, and they know it. Yeah. Exactly the same as us getting rid of players as well. They know we're that desperate to get rid of it. They'll offer us tuppence money, and we're going to have to take it, basically, because none of them have done anything. It's what we're going to have to do. And where they know we want to get rid of players as well, other teams, they're going to pay tuppence money because it's abroad, and also less for the sheer fact that they know we need to get rid of the players. It's just business at the end of the day.
So when people give Daniel Levy credit for giving us a position to buy players, it's his fault we're in this position for paying over the top, and we should have sorted this stuff out when Poch was here, basically. We've been crap.
Yeah, I agree. But the reason we have got the baseline at Spurs, the reason we can keep up with the big clubs, if Enoch wished to, the reason we can do it without being in the Champions League and without having to win stuff and still go and pay 100 million for a player is because of Daniel Levy. You've got to look at both sides on that story. Don't want to turn it into a Levy one, Adrian, but there's two sides to every story. Yes, complete screw up at football, but we are only considered a big club by the rest of this football world because of the money, not because what we've done in football.
It's been a very good, our best ever window, but it doesn't seem like it because the forward line needs fixing. But if you'd have told me we're bringing Van Heck, Senesi, Tonali, and Fernandez, I'd have said you absolute nuts. I mean, 4 fantastic players, right?
I agree.
And they will improve us, but we've got to score goals. Where are the goals coming from? Where's the 80-odd goals coming from? And we should be looking at the amount of challenge and then see how high we finish. Like, even if we got Europa League, that would do me because we can win that competition, right? But, So, I'm well happy with those 4. The others, they were just fringe add-ons. I mean, you got 3 free transfers in, haven't we? Dubravka, Robertson, and who's the other freebie? I can't think so at the moment.
Robertson, Senesi,
free,
yeah. Guys, look, let me say my bit on the Romero and Spence, and then we'll move on to something else. Look, Romero I think it's about time they part ways, both sides. Yeah, I think it's about time. The fee, 40 million plus? I think it might be add-ons possibly. Look, there wasn't a queue of teams queuing up to buy him. There was talk of Barcelona, Inter Milan. But in the end, Atletico, the team going to take him. Look, just pleased that saga's done. Got the 40 million. Hopefully they'll invest it back into the squad. And, and a little bit, I'm going to say something else in a minute, but with Spence, again, it's quite low, I thought, the money-wise, but it's not my money at the end of the day. It's not my money. So, they take it and get rid of him. If, he doesn't, I think what I'm trying to say is like De Zerbi, he's made it very clear. If you don't want to play for the club, then don't be here. So it just looks like, Spencer said, I want first team football, I want to find my move. And he's got his agent out looking for clubs and he's got the move. And it's a bloody good move for a minute going to Inter Milan. Very good move for him playing in the Champions League. They won the league, right, Inter? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, they won the league. So, he's a result for a minute. But but then we look at this kind of
but Dan, sorry, mate. That means sorry to interrupt you, mate. That means I've still got to put up with him. Inter's my second team, innit? So I've still got to put up with him.
Well,
Mate,
he likes the club, doesn't
Sorry,
he? Because
mate,
he was under Middlesbrough at Warnock. He was at Genoa. He was at Rennes in France. He was at Leeds, right? He's come to us, and now he's gone to Inter Milan. He's a bit of a nomad, then.
Yeah.
yeah,
And why is that? I mean, why? I mean, he wanted first team football. Well, okay, fine. You want guaranteed first team football, then fight for your place. Man up and fight for your place. Don't turn around and say like, "I want first team football. If I don't get it, I don't go." But I've always been the same with this, you know. If you can't motivate yourself, this is why we have the captain issue. The only thing that gets me the captain issue, if you can't motivate yourself on that football field, you need a captain. Then get out of my club. Get out, because I don't want you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Adrian. Yeah, just a couple more things actually about Romero. Like, who's going to be covered for him at right centre back? It's Danzo, right? And we all know Danzo can't do what De Zerbi wants. So Spurs do need to look at that. Is that going to be a player from the academy coming through? Is that going to be? We're looking for another right-sided centre back. So let's see Van der Ven get it, but that's kind of does leave us a bit short. So there is that argument about letting Romero go, keeping the likes of Ben Davis and. Look, I mean, yeah, we can go on and on and on about it, but and with Spence now, we need another right back, don't we? Really, to be honest, we need cover for Porro if he gets injured. I don't want to see Gray there at right back, to be honest. I really don't. So look, there's more questions now about the squad and the build, and I think we'll kind of move on. Before we move on, actually, what about this net spend now? What is it? Net spend 90? Is it? It's probably less now, right?
No, you
It's
can
70.
AI. It's about 150.
Why? Oh, right. Why is that?
I
Because
don't
I saw
know.
something.
You can go to AI and ask Spurs net spend, right? But it might not have taken into consideration that Spence and Romero are going. Right?
Guys, in the WhatsApp group today, I'm sure someone posted it. I don't know who it was, but someone said it's net spend now. Was it 70 plus now? We've only spent. Is that right? Or maybe I got it wrong.
It's about that's about that. It's round about that. Give or take 5-10 million, basically. Right. That is about right. With the players that we've got rid of now, we have literally spent 70-80 mil, something along those lines.
Done
with the income money we've had.
Right.
We've got two Dans in the chat. Can we figure out names here, guys? Is that all right?
Well, there's Dan and Danlist. There's
right, so I'll just go full name Danlist. All right, Dennis, can I say one more thing before we move on? Is that all right, mate?
Say what you want, mate. What's
Bless
up?
You know what, right? The fact that people are so blasé about Spence going, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. The guy's 26. He's homegrown. He's a utility player. There is zero proof the guy wanted to leave. His family are Spurs fans. And people are like, nah, it'd be all right. You've now got to replace this guy. I want to throw something at you, boys. This is something I said earlier. So now we need a right back that can cover left back ideally as well. Because realistically, listen, I do not. After seeing what I saw against Chelsea or Robertson, whatever his name is, I don't trust that guy. I don't trust that guy one bit. So as far as I'm concerned, Spence could have had his place, right?
It depends what you want it to do, Ben.
No, but hold on. So now you've got to cover both of them again, yeah? We need a centre attacking midfielder, which we don't have. Everyone's injured. We've got one fit winger in the entire squad. And both of our strikers are donkeys. You could play a geriatric one-legged donkey with one eye and a gammy arm, and you'd get the same amount of goals, most likely. So that's what's that? Roughly five positions we've got to cover. Boys and girls, we're not doing that in this window. Make no mistake. So everyone's like, yeah, it's all right, the Jed's gone. No, it ain't. He might not be the best player at the club, but you've got to think what that guy gives us.
So why has he gone, Benji? Why has he gone then? Because he's gone, isn't he? He's gone. So why has he gone, in your opinion?
Mate, that's a hard one to answer. I'm not sure. I mean, look, I'm hearing people saying that he wanted out because he wasn't getting first team football. I personal opinion, I don't believe that. However, I think if a team like Inter Milan do come knocking, and clearly they have, well, the fucker's gone now. Of course they did. I can understand the draw to that. Do you know what I mean? Because look, you've got Champions League football, like Danny said. And it's a team you're going to win trophies at. So I understand the draw to want to go to them. I'm just not convinced he asked to leave. I feel like this is more Spurs being willing to sell the guy. And I find that shit crazy, if I'm right. And again, I may not be. But I don't know. Guy, for me, I'm not happy about this at all. I am blown away.
Look at this way.
Go on.
People have gone on and on and on at me when I keep saying I'd still want a goalkeeper because I'm not 100% sure of Kingsley, yeah. And people tell me, one of the things they tell me is, well, De Zerbi picked it because he's the one who has the call on who we sign and who we don't, basically, and who we get rid of. So the word says. And I can believe that because the Spurs had to sign a lot to sign him, basically, yeah? So I get told that. So if De Zerbi was happy with Spence to go, then people have got to accept that as well. Or is it just down to the point that people don't want to accept what they
Dan.
choose?
It's okay now, mate, because Tom Kingham has just made it all better. He's right. I should relax a bit because we do have Archie Gray at right back, so maybe I'm over, you know.
Where's he say that?
Oh, man.
Where's Tom say that?
So Tom, where is he? Where is he?
He's joking.
Tom Kingham, there you are, my old son. Bring it
joking.
up.
He's joking. He's joking. I know he's joking. I think he's. Maybe I'm wrong, Tom, but I think you're joking now. He didn't put a laughing emoji.
Please be joking.
We could bring in a kid in a right back.
What's that, Adrian?
Bring in a academy kid at right back.
Who?
Well,
that's the last thing we need.
You know, Byfield can play right back. Malachi Hardy's centre back. He can play right back. So, I mean, because it's a question of what we're going to do in this window. How much do you expect us to do? Do you expect us to get a right back?
Yeah.
We all know that priority should be like winger and centre forward.
Yeah, but you can't go into the season with one right back, Adrian. That's suicide.
Well, that's why Spence was if De Zerbi's allowed Spence to go, then you're thinking like he's got someone else in mind. It might be Gray. Gray doesn't want to play there. He wants to play in midfield. So when you rotate or rest Tonali or Fernandez, he will probably get his chances in midfield. You know?
I very much doubt that with Gallagher and Bentancur there.
Yeah, well, there's that as well, Gallagher and Bentancur. So we don't know. I mean, like the season will be down to De Zerbi. He's been backed, right? We know we're going to bring another 2 players in. I mean, Savinho will be 1 minimum. I hope it's 3.
I think Savinho's definitely coming.
Yeah,
but he's not a goal scorer.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That's my only concern. He's not a goal scorer.
No, I'll agree with you on that one. That's the thing I've been saying about him as well.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that.
Yes, I can, because he hasn't scored consistently in the Premier League. Fact.
He had a good little run in Girona. A little good run in Girona. Gone to City. All right. Has he been played that? And there's like, and the other thing with it as well, like, you can make a case for the fact that Pep tweaked that Man City time each time. He tweaked it when Savinho come in and Doku come in. And when Doku come in, that limited him his chances. He also tweaked their style slightly as well, because Foden couldn't get a game down. I love the player. Give him to us. I'll take him tomorrow on a bench, Foden. I love him.
Like what he did with Grealish, basically.
Grealish can't get no time either, and I left him off the list as well.
I'd take Grealish on loan now.
Yeah.
I'd quite happily take Grealish on loan. But do you know what I'd do with Grealish? I'd use him as a number 10. I'd use him as a number 10.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to sort him out, because we can't keep bringing players in that don't score goals. Goals again, he's not prolific.
I think Grealish playing as a 10 can score goals. He did it as soon as we played him on the left. He had a different style of play, wasn't it? So maybe with a different style of play, Savinho will score goals, but he hasn't been a goal scorer in the Premier League yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's my perfect example of the problem with Pep and certain types of players. Grealish is my perfect example. Take him away from City, different player. So for me, that's why I've got so much faith in Savinho.
But we've seen Grealish as a different player. We've seen Grealish set up and score goals consistently at Aston Villa. We haven't seen Savinho do that.
Good player.
He do it at a club.
The only thing I had with him wasn't his quality. That's unquestionable. It was like, sometimes just kept thinking, pass the fucking ball, because he would hang on to it a bit too long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so look, just pass the ball. You've done a lot of good work. Don't try and overcook it. Good player though, and you know he would be an upgrade even at his age.
He would. Savinho would be an upgrade.
Yeah, but he's got to hit, isn't he? He's got to produce goals, assists. Yeah. He's got to be productive, man. It's 70 million plus. He's got to do something next season, so the pressure's going to be on. I mean, that wouldn't be my first choice, but the club seem to be obsessed with him. right? They seem to be obsessed with the guy.
How
2
old is
years
he?
now.
How old is he now? I think he's getting for 40.
2022.
Yeah, he's young. He's young. Yeah, look, look, De Zerbi
No,
could turn in.
Grealish.
Grealish, you're talking about.
31 or 30. 31?
I think with Grealish, I think it'll be a last-minute desperate signing if we can't get forward players. I think it would be a last-minute loan or something like that if it gets real near to the end of the window and we ain't got no one and we can't get anyone. I think we might have to go in for someone like Grealish, which is not a bad thing, right? It still should be a good player for Spurs. You've got to look like where we've come from, man. 17th twice, you know.
When you mention the word loan, Dan, because not many people have mentioned. I love the loans to buy without obligations or loans to buy, and what's not been seen in the media is the fact that hang about PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they've got great depth. You'd think we'd be able to look at look at even buying, look at their squad depths and see if we can get someone in, because when you look at even the strikers in the Premier League, there aren't any apart from Haaland. Where's the good strikers in the Premier League? I mean,
there ain't many good strikers. That's the problem. There ain't many good strikers out there that are available.
No,
it's the hardest position to find now. Let's go back, let's say 20, 25 years, yeah? Make us all sound a bit older. And you can even go back further on that one, yeah? There were strikers everywhere. Well, you can go back a bit further than me anyway.
Yeah.
And in that aspect, well, you don't look it, so take that as a compliment. I mean, with that one,
it's in the post.
There was two strikers. That is how they played. I mean, you look at one time, you even had strikers that couldn't even get in the England team, or hardly ever, like Les Ferdinand did that. I mean, what would you kill for a Les Ferdinand now? And he wasn't even a world-class or a first-class striker. He was just good. Yeah. You had other players out there like a Teddy Sheringham. You had players like a Berbatov. You had players at Man U like Dwight York, Andy Cole. You even had midfielders like Matt Letizia, who could score 20 to 30 in a season. These days, strikers are few and far between. But again, you go back around about 20 years. If I remember right, the hardest thing to actually get out there was a quality centre-back. It went through that stage where the strikers were everywhere, but centre-backs were few and far between.
Clubs always had four. Dan, you're right. Clubs always had four. We had four strikers. And because the game's got ultra defensive horseshit football, right? And it's harder to score goals. Most clubs have got two now. They've only got
there's
two.
Loads of defenders everywhere now and plenty of midfielders as well. But when it comes to up front with a striker, it is few and far between. I think there's about 3 strikers out there that you could possibly call modern day world class. Which is obviously Kane, Haaland,
Osimhen.
No, I wouldn't say he's world class. I don't think he's done nothing to show he's world class. I think he's on the very good side, the tier down, basically. But that's just my opinion. And some would say Mbappe. And apart from that, I mean, none of them would even touch some of the strikers that was about 25 years ago, if we're going to be honest. They'd still be good, but they wouldn't touch some of the strikers that was about that long ago. But defenders was the hardest thing to get. Now, getting a striker is not impossible, but it's bloody hard. And even getting wingers now that score goals, or inside forwards, should I call it, because that's what people seem to use a lot more. They're the hardest ones to find. And when people have got them, they don't want to get rid of them, basically.
Right, I'm going to do this. Daniel 90. You want to go, Al? You want to do this? We'll do this. And you, Amos.
Not tonight, mate. Not tonight, mate. The snooker's on.
Oh, no, it's on. It's on. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this shit. It's on. Right. Savinho, number 1. Okay. So, that season he had in Girona, 9 goals, 10 assists. That's just one thing for me. The guy is capable of producing fantastic GA. Number 1. Secondly, he goes to Manchester City, a brand spanking new league, used in a Pep system that doesn't appreciate Mavericks, still comes up with 10 assists and 1 goal. All right, the goals dropped fine, but let's be honest, the same thing happened for Grealish, right? Now, the season just gone, there is context to this. He didn't want to stay at Man City. Yeah, all right, they gave him a new contract. You know, you're going to sign it, you want more money, right? It's simple. Listen. If you watch Savinho, the way I watch Savinho, because forget GA for a moment, right? Go and watch the guy. I promise you, if he comes to Spurs, and I'll die on this fucking hill, and Savinho for president at this point, okay? He'd be my number one pick. When he comes to Tottenham, if he comes, and to be honest with you, I don't think he is coming, but if he does come, he will absolutely cook for us. There is context to what you've seen with him at Manchester City. But the one thing he showed us, that the likes of Bergvall, Spence, not Spence, sorry, I've got my fucking brain now, Bergvall, Gray, Tell, players like that, you know, what have they shown us? They've shown us nothing in their career. With Savinho, he's proved he's capable. Honestly, go and watch the guy week out like I do, and you'll come to the same conclusion. I promise you, boys, he will be a king for us.
Benji, next, if we sign him and next second part of the season, we'll be talking. We'll be looking at. We'll be having a look at his output, performances. You know what we do on YouTube. You know, we overanalyze, criticize
all day long. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't mind being wrong, but you know, when you've got a true gut feeling about a player, you are. Listen, I've all but fallen in love with him. I mean, I've sent marriage proposals to his Instagram. He's not answered me yet.
You want to have his children, yeah?
But look what Jeff says.
I want little mini Benji Savinho babies. Is what I want. Yeah. All right. The guy is a bowler. He will cook for Tottenham Hotspurs. Listen, he's one of those guys that you just need to give. The guy does not feel part of the project at Manchester City. Give him some love.
Like what's saying here, Jeff. Like what Jeff says here. Brian Gill did well in when he went over to Spain.
Brian Gill didn't produce the numbers that Savinho did, though.
But he did well out there.
He did well. He didn't produce the same numbers.
His three best stats are ball progression, right? Take-ons and dribbling, right? I'm confident that when he's on the wing at Spurs, he's so good with 2 feet and that like he'll get fans off their seat. But we don't know about the goal output, do we? We don't. Under De Zerbi ball, he should score goals, though. And I've always said 1 in 4 strike rate is good for a winger. You know, you're exceptional if you're Salah or Son and you're getting 1 in 3 or just less than 3, 1 in 3. So he's an upgrade. I mean, like, we know it's like the fans. I like the player. I do like him, and I think he will be a big upgrade.
I do. My only question is, can he score the goals? That is the only question, because that's what everyone keeps asking, everyone keeps wanting, and he hasn't done it in the Premier League. Yeah. Change his style of play. I'm not denying it can't happen, and I think that's what you're taking wrong there, Ben. Yeah.
And fans don't like players say they might critique Maddison. Oh, he's injury prone, or they criticise Decky. He's injury prone, or whatever, or they're both finished, or whatever. But go and check their GA. We need GA. I'm not knocking any player that
you need to be able to play, Adrian. You need to be able to play to get that again.
Well, they are proven. They are proven that they'll score goals and assists, right? Both of them.
And they're also proven that they're extremely. That one's proved well. Madison has proven that he's brittle is an understatement. He's got kneecaps like Weetabix and ankles like fucking one glazed glass. And then when it comes to Kulusevski, we don't even know if he's got a bloody kneecap left.
Look, guys, let's ramp this up a bit. While we're talking about the forward line, like, because I think Spurs are very underprepared going into the season. I've got to be honest. I think the forward line hasn't been sorted at all. I think this is the biggest concern most fans have, right? We've strengthened other areas, but the forward line is ultimately the biggest part, isn't it? What kind of what do you call it? Decides games, isn't it? Goals decide matches, right? We're days off from the start of the season, right? And why has this been allowed to run so late? And even if we do sign 2 forwards, right? How much preparation time will De Zerbi actually have with them? So really, let me just put this to everybody in the panel and the chat. If Spurs start the season without the forward additions De Zerbi wants, is that a failure by the club, regardless of how much money they've already spent?
Yes. I mean, but because we haven't got them in, you can make a case for that. But I don't think anyone in this panel thinks we're not getting at least 2 more players, possibly 3 in this transfer window, because we know we will, right? Whether they, well, yeah, we do, because I think Savinho's a cert. I think
he's been a cert for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, last season is different to this season. I'm not going to conflate conversations in the past, right? Well, what's happening now? I mean, having agreed to come, having agreed the wages, having taken all his stuff off social media, he's virtually cut himself off from Man City. They know that player's not happy there. They try to sweeten him with more money. That works for a little while. It's like being an employee at a company and you're not really getting what you want, and then you go like, "Oh, sod this. I'm going anyway. Thanks for the extra dosh, but like that's not going to keep me up." And I don't think so. He'll come. He'll come. The other one, I'll take Gapco if it is him.
Balogun, what was it? Balogun links yesterday, man. Guys, Balogun, eh? Well, just don't
I've watched
exactly
his
excite
videos
me.
because, yeah, but looked at him. Look, he's fast, right? So how fast he is, he'd be the second fastest player at his club. And the interesting thing is he can play on the left wing. Talking about needing left wingers, right? But are we really interested in him? I'm not sure there's been any contact whatsoever. You know.
I mean, Fabrizio Romano has said there's been nothing. There's been nothing concrete between the two clubs whatsoever. I mean, for me, I'd happily take Balogun if we got rid of Solanke and Richarlison and brought in an actual number 9. I mean, for me, when I look at Balogun, I see a backup striker. I think he suits that role just fine. But be it as a main number 9, no chance. I think his highest scoring, if I'm not mistaken, his highest scoring goal tally for season was 13.
19 last season, all comps, weren't it, for Monaco?
Was it? Oh, okay. So I was just looking at the league. Then I think was it 13 in the league? I mean, 19 all round's not bad, is it really? But is he the man to lead us?
I just doesn't excite me. I just think that like you do, you look into a player when you're linked. He's got pace. He likes to get him, behind space. But you've got to remember, guys, Spurs are going to come up for so many low bollocks next season. It's just going to be ridiculous. He's not great aerially. He's not like a clinical finisher either. He needs like 5 chances to score. Yes, he's good in both feet. He's a very enthusiastic player, but and he would suit certain matches, say if there is space and we're breaking fast. But I don't know. It just feels very underwhelming, guys. Danny, what do you reckon, mate? About Balogun, are you a fan? Do you think it's just bang average, like Richie and Solanke? Might be a little bit better than them.
I don't really know much about the player, so I can't really judge it as such, if I'm going to be honest. But is it really a step up from what we've got? Really?
Massively.
I mean, in that aspect, what would you rather we do? Go and spend 70, 80 million on someone that we just really haven't got a clue whether they're going to be able to do it or not? Or stick to what we've got there for the meantime and spend that money in positions that we know that someone can do the job?
Yeah, I mean, I think De Zerbi's very practical, isn't he? If he can't get someone who thinks he can do the job, he'll go with Solanke and Richarlison. Let Richarlison run his contract out. We don't want to panic buy and bring in a Matt Jansen.
That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. We don't want to do that. It wouldn't be satisfactory. But then if we brought in 2 wingers instead because we couldn't get a number 9 in, then we wait until January then, aren't we? We wait until January to go again. Or taking a punt on a young striker, or going for Mikadadze, or there's another one I looked at in Belgium, another one. But I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can cut it in the Premier League.
Who's the one that you go on about, Ben? The Greek fella. I mean, again, I don't know much about him, but a lot of people,
Pavlidis, yeah.
A lot of people do mention that he's well worth a go, basically.
Pavlidis, mate, is a fantastic striker. So try and think of a more, the way, Krupi, for instance, he's quite similar to Krupi. He can play as a number 9. He can play as a cam. Funny enough, he's done it before. Listen, he produces numbers. Pavlidis is a fantastic little striker. I'd love to have him at Spurs, and quite frankly, I'm very surprised no one's even really looked at him because there's been no links. I've sort of kept an eye on him, and there's nothing.
Still mentions him quite a lot as well.
No, it's a good striker, mate. Great.
There's this
They've got them out
obsession that Spurs are going just for kind of prem-proven players, right? That's what we've done
Yeah.
this window, and they're sticking to that. They don't really want to look outside of the Premier League. And look, I get it, but when it's getting like this, where you need goal scorers, you need forwards, you're going to have to dip into the European market. I'm sorry. There's good players out there. I know, Dan, you said there is a lack of top talent, and I get that. You know, and you look outside of Haaland, Kane, and Mbappe, then you've got Osimhen, Martinez. He's never going to leave Inter, is he? Who else we got there? We've got Marcus Thuram, and then it is all a bit of a struggle. Pavlidis, Matuidi. So I see it like this: if we can't get like a star, no, not Darwin Núñez. If we can,
I mean, Ferran Torres, how have we missed a beat there?
Yeah, he had him. He's gone to PSG, so they use another one. So I see it like this: if you can't get a star man, which you know, some teams in the past, you've got to remember, like teams in the past, like City, Chelsea, whoever, that you know when they're trying to build something where they want to be serious, they want to try and be a big club, they always kind of got a star man, didn't they? So it's not impossible. Teams do it. At the moment, Spurs haven't managed to pull it off. There's the whole Kane talk the other day, which was crazy, but who knows if that was true or not. But so what I'm trying to say is, guys, is that if you can't get a star man, then you're going to have to buy numbers, right? You've got to buy 2 or 3 players and hope that they can score you the goals needed for next year, get in the Champions League at some point, and then you start going for the bigger forwards, and hopefully the market be better.
That's when you can start attracting players. That's why next season, I mean, with the team we've got there at the moment, I would say that's an 8th place. And if we're going to be honest, 8th place is a massive improvement to 2 points from relegation. Yeah.
With the team we've got there, 8th place, what, with one fucking winger?
I think with the team we've got there, you can get 8th place if we get that left wing.
With one winger.
Well, Tell's going to be on there. Not a great thing. The other thing is, we also need someone on the right. Well, if Kudus comes back in there, I think we can get 8th place with the team we got there. Let's say top 10. Let's go top 10.
We haven't got a forward line.
To put that into perspective, right?
On the other aspect, Ben, we also had an absolute shit midfield which could not control nothing until we played Paulinho and Bentancur again. When we tried it with the youth players again, the younger players like Archie Gray, it just proved that he can't control shit. He probably can't even control the control pad on a PlayStation. And then Bergville, exactly the same. I mean, the way he played, he might as well be on a fucking Xbox, poor man's PlayStation. And then with that aspect, we've now got control in midfield as long as it settles properly. And if Fernandez is good as you tell me and everyone else tell me, people say, why don't you know much about him? Well, sorry, I had to put up with putting up with Spurs last season. Why the fuck do I want to watch West Ham? So I can't say I know much about him, but if he's as good as people say, we've got a good midfield there. And we've also got Bentancur and Gallagher sitting there as well, which is a good backup, in my opinion. That's actually a solid midfield we've got there. For me, I actually think that's a top 6 midfield. Now, when it comes to defence, I think we've got a good defence there as well, as long as it's played properly. Goalkeeper, everyone knows I'm funny with that one. But how many games did we concede last season? Because one of our players, Romero, was halfway up the other end of the pitch and couldn't be bothered to come back or show up after time. How many other times was it because we couldn't control midfield? So because of the midfield and the defence being better, I can see us getting an extra 12, 15 points on what we had. If we had that up to what we had last season, that'd take us up to around about 8th or 9th. Between 8th, let's say top 10.
We've got 2 donkeys and a Frenchman. And you think we're getting anywhere past mid-table?
Well, consider this. I'll put this to you guys then, right? We were crap last year. The 17th before that, we let us position slip because we wanted to win the Europa League, right? So I'm a season ticket holder, right? Everyone knows I'm glass 2/3 full. I live a mile and a half from the ground. I wouldn't leave my front door if I thought we're going to lose games. And that's not the way my mind works. I understand other fans.
What do you do? Sit indoors all day then?
Yeah. Last season, we won 3 home games. 3 home games. I've never known nothing like it, right? As you alluded to, Dan, when you mentioned the points there, if we'd have won another 4 or 7, we'd be in Europe. That's the fine margins. So do you think, even with the recruitment we've got, if we're stuck with the forwards we got, which we know we're getting Savinho, I just think like getting Europe's just a given, basically. I think it's a given. because to get 4 more wins out of all them home games, I mean, like,
let me
well,
step
Zerbi will
in
be
here.
gone if he doesn't get
Adrian,
home form.
Adrian, let me come in here and say my
Go
bit
on,
on it, what
go
you
on.
said here, because I think, look, like Dan said, look, I think we've got a decent defence. It's not perfect. Left back, I've got some concerns at, but it's a lot better. It's a lot improved. We invested a bit in it. Midfield should be a lot better as long as we don't get any serious injuries. So look, I think we'll be better defensively. I think we'll be better in midfield. But the problem is, once we get it to that forward line, and when we haven't got killers, we haven't got goal scorers, and it will break down. Not every game. There'll be games that'll be okay, but when I think as us playing at home against low block after low block, it's going to be tough, really, when you haven't got clinical finishers, and we're going to drop points. And then also in the cup competitions, if we come across anyone decent, in a like semi-final, quarter-final, whatever, we're going to lose out games because we'll create a lot of chances. I think the football will be better on the eye. We'll have a lot of possession. There'll be good pressing, but without clinical finishers, we'll fall short. It's as simple as that. So I think.
Goals
Let me
win
finish.
games.
Let me finish, Adrian. I think is that this team, with all of that, without the forwards, even with a Savinho, I think maybe 8th, possibly, if everything goes to plan. I don't see us pushing any higher. You need clinical finishers at the club. You need quality. And we ain't got it in that forward line. We've got Maddison's, there's question marks over. Kulu, question marks. Kudos, can he be more consistent? Can he create? Can he score?
Can he actually play?
Tell. Exactly, Dan. We've got Tell, who's just, is he ever going to come good? Wilson, is he ever going to come good? Richarlison, Solanke, we all know the story with those two. So I'm sitting here thinking, look, yeah, it will look better, but there's a ceiling to this right now, unless the Zerbi pulls out for a miracle and suddenly kind of uplifts some of these players that we have in the squad, which is, I don't know, people think that he can, but I'm not convinced.
I think under the Zerbi ball, we're going to create a lot more chances. That might mean that we miss a lot more, right?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, Adrian. we may miss a lot. I can see that.
No, I can't see. We won't go into tactics, but I mean, I just think we will score more goals, and I think we're good enough to get a European spot. And I don't mean the Conference League. I think we'll easily get 6th or 7th. I actually have gone on record as saying 5th. I think I look at the other teams around us, the main rivals as well. I mean, I hate to say it, I think Arsenal will win the league.
All of them have got better forward lines than us. This is the worry.
Yeah, they may have, but we've all got new managers as well. And we don't know how that's going to play out, do we? I mean, and these managers that are supposed to be great, the thing about it is by the time you get to the end of the season, these so-called great managers will be threatened with a sack, not De Zerbi, right? Simply because they all can't get Champions League football for their clubs, right? There's too many clubs with new managers that want Champions football. So, you'll see them go.
Adrian, I just want you to answer this. Everyone can as well. 70 million, 3rd season in the Prem. What are we saying? 10 goals, 10 assists from Savinho next season? Is that good enough? Is that what the target should be?
If it's league goals, 10 league goals is good for a wide player. 1 in 4 is very good for a wide player.
Is that what we should be performing?
Though, he's got great vision. He will get assists. No qualms about that.
Is that what we're kind of putting on him, Savinho, to produce those numbers next season?
Well, unless his time is split with another winger and they get 5 and 5, and the other winger gets 5 and 5,
Let's bring in box office.
Savinho comes in, we win the league. How about that?
Careful.
That's just for you, Scott.
Box office, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Because Tottenham are not playing. But anyway, moving on. I'm hearing now that we're looking at Savinho and looking at how many assists and goals he's going to score and stuff like that at the moment. Okay, great. I understand that people need something to stick their hat on because we need stats to prove that he's a good player and stuff. I just think he needs to prove that he actually can hold his own at Tottenham Hotspur, because I'm a bit of a doubter at the moment. That's why I called him my worst sign of the summer, this summer, in my top 5. Best, worst and bang average top 5. Because mate, one, I'm very harsh, and 2, I don't want another Wawani situation. I really don't. I've had enough of it now. We've had it with Werner, Timo Werner. and I've had enough of it. I think it's just time for people to just really make themselves known. You know what I mean? I'm bringing back that saying now. You get what I'm saying? You know?
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna be soft about it anymore, to be honest with you. And I don't really care if I get criticism about it, because I'm not doing this whole thing because I mean, it looks like now we're going to keep that below average Emil Heskey Richarlison, which I'm not having this season. I'm not having him. I'm not having him.
He's
Right?
starting, mate. He's starting against Brentford.
I'm not having him. Not after the full season of 16. I'm not having him. Right? Not when I watched him for how long now. I'm not having him. Right?
What about Savinho? If we get him, you having him? I doubt it, because Ben's already got him.
No. I'm not at the moment. He's got to prove himself. He's got to prove himself. You know what I mean? You know, he can't be holding on his hat on the fact that he's at Girona and he did well. That's like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? If we're going to do that,
but it proves he's capable, though, does it not?
2 years ago, mate.
But it proves he's capable.
2 years ago.
But it's
about what you do now.
I think it's all fucking night box office. It proves he's capable. Look, and then he come to City and got 1 goal and 10 assists in his first season under a manager.
Right, that shows you the one-hit wonder then. You just said he's a one-hit wonder then, isn't it then? That's what you're saying then.
One-hit wonder. The hardest league on the planet. No,
because top players. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. This is why we're getting soft right now in Premier League fans right now. It's like,
look, Alex,
we're getting soft.
Keep talking about Savinho. Ben won't get soft. Trust me.
Yeah, no. Damn, we got work. We got to help him out here. Come on now.
Look. At box office. Is it a failure if Spurs don't bring in these forwards, even with the amount of money they spent so far? Is this a failure to you? Are you going to call it out?
Well, I think the thing is though, I think even Adrian would agree with me right now, right? That I think it is a failure, right? Because we have got the best opportunity, right, this season with all the things that are happening with other teams right now, right? We've got the best opportunity.
The thing is, though, right, with a section of the fan base, they're very good at lancing balls. They're not very good at offering solutions. When I've gone over chat, so okay, you don't like this player, who are you bringing in? And they go, they haven't got no one that they want to bring in. So the club's in the same situation, unless they've got a list of people we don't know and haven't scouted out properly. So, I mean, it's like the striker is the biggest problem for us, right? But who are we bringing in? Even I can't offer a solution to that, because I think Osimhen's going to take money in Turkey or Saudi Arabia, right? He's going to be gone. And there isn't anyone really. You have to take a punt. And that
taking Danny Welbeck.
wide open to harsh criticism if the punt don't work out, right? So wingers, there's plenty of wingers out there. That isn't a problem. There's loads of them. I could name 10, right? But like number 9s, no. Can you name a number 9, Alex? Can you?
I could have named the number 9. I could have named the number 9 called Danny Welbeck. I would have taken Danny Welbeck, because Danny Welbeck's better than what we've got right now.
We're talking about available number 9s or number 9s we can get in, obviously.
Well, he was available. He was available. So that's the thing. At the moment, I think you're right. It's limited, but I think that the problem is we didn't get in sooner. That's the thing. You have to get in soon. You have to put your hat in very quickly to get these forwards.
We'll rest on De Zerbi. Our season goes, we'll rest on De Zerbi. I mean, I don't know if he fancies Welbeck or not. You know, so
it's no point talking about Welbeck, man.
No,
He's gone. But I get what box office saying. He would have been all right for a couple of seasons, right? But I'm surely
we've got
Robertson.
We've got Andy Robertson. We got Andy Robertson. We got Andy Robertson, and we're saying that he's a good signing. So I don't understand why you can't have Danny Welbeck as a good signing. I understand where you're coming from, Dan, because I'm going to try and keep this brief because other people want to say what they need to say. But I'm saying at the moment is that I take what is his name? Oh, I forgot his name now. The Liverpool guy. that was linked with what his name now.
Nunes.
Gakpo.
Gakpo. I think Gakpo as well. But if Liverpool are not doing anything at the moment with him, they want to keep him because they're kind of in really massive trouble with their squad. I don't really know where you could go, but I do think there is players abroad though, because I think you've shown some ones in your videos, Dan. So I think I think there are forwards out there. I think Adrian's right. You have to take a punt.
There are forwards out there. There are forwards out there, man.
I don't feel sorry for them because this is why they get paid the big bucks. This is why they get paid the big bucks to scout these players and make sure. And the thing is, though, because it's a different era right now in the Premier League, it's not about just the individual. It's about the player fitting a system, right? There's no reason why you can't find a player that can fit the system. That's been the problem with Tottenham Hotspur. We've been using players that are not fit in the system that we have, and they haven't got the same the right focus. Like Mawani didn't have at Tottenham. You get what I'm saying? So that's mainly their fault for leaving it last minute. And if we're going to leave it last minute, that's why we're going to get in trouble. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying at the moment. So I haven't offered a solution, man.
Guys, let me come in here quickly, guys. Sorry, Adrian. Before you come in here, I want to welcome in Lee as well. Big up to everyone watching. Please smash the like button, subscribe to my guests, and all of that. Much appreciated. I just want to say hello to Lee. Lee, mate, you there? How you doing, man?
Yeah, evening, gents. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, good. Jet, Dan, I popped on because I needed some feedback, and I think it's something that's being massively glossed over, and I'm hoping one of you guys is going to put me in my place because I think this is a massive issue as to why we're not signing anyone right now, and this comes down to non-homegrown players and the fact that we are already overloaded. Mm-hmm. So hear me out for 2 minutes while I try and work all this out because this is really, really complicated. But from my understanding, as of today, including Romero and Spence going, we have 19 non-homegrown players and we are only able to register 17. So for anyone like Savinho, Gakpo, Oshiman, Mikatadze, or all classed as non-homegrown, we have to, not only do we have to get non-register or sell 2 more players, but we also have to sell players to get those people in from those positions. Now, I couldn't believe this is such a big issue and people aren't talking about it, but unless I'm reading this wrong, none of these guys can be registered, or if we do buy them, if we want to get 3 players in, not only do we have to sell 2, but 3 players of the current squad, which you can only really see. I'm struggling to see who we're going to sell, who's not in contract and that does actually want to go for any of these players to come in. Well, but yeah, but Dan, so if hold on,
Are you worried about the homegrown quota?
No, Benji, nothing to do with homegrown. Homegrown, we've actually got an additional space. We can buy a homegrown player and they go straight into the squad. No problems whatsoever. So you've got 8 that you can register and 17 non-homegrown players. So we got 2 more than we need right now. If you get rid of Sarr, that's 1 less. Great. Fantastic. You could probably see Takai maybe going on loan or going out the door. So that's 2. That brings you to 17. That's the maximum you can register. So
Vicario
Vicario. So that's 1. So Vicario brings you in the left wing. Then you've got to find 2 more spaces. So who else is going from that?
Lee, I'm gonna say this, right? Because I love that you brought this up because I've been talking about this for so long. That's why I don't talk about it anymore. But I was doing this 6 years ago. This is how long we've had this problem for. We've had this every single year since Poch, right? So because Alistair Gold has this on speed dial, yeah. Right, this is how bad it was, yeah. Right, I was talking about this 6 years ago, and you can even ask the big timer who I don't even like, Spurs talk show. What is it? Sean Butler, right? Who said, "Oh, whoa, I couldn't believe that." You get what I'm saying? You can vouch for me on that one, 100%, right? Tottenham Hotspur won't have a problem because they've had this problem how many times? What they're going to have to do is some players might not even be in that squad, right? Let me put this clear to you, Lee, right? This ain't a problem, right? It would have been even worse if we were in Europe. It would have been even worse.
Europe's is complete. Yeah, this isn't taking in consideration UEFA's requirements next year. That would be absolutely madness.
Well, last year when we won the European competition, because of the problem with the homegrown, you'll remember that Odeberg was put in the European squad at the expense of Tell. Tell wasn't in the squad because we didn't have the space for him. We've got 7 homegrown at the moment, right? So that could happen again if we get Europe. But this is why I think we've been a bit static in the transfer window, because we're going one in, one out to try and get the squad balance. And look, no team in the Premier League, I don't think, not the elite teams who buy the best players, they always have a homegrown issue, and their squad for Europe is always like might miss 1 or 2 players, might have 15 instead of 17. But that's not a problem, because if you've got a good academy. Because the day before any European game, you're allowed to list as many under-21s as you like, right? And it doesn't have to be the same list of under-21s, but they have to be declared the day before a European game. Now, with the Premier League, it's different.
So, Scott, in the chat, you're saying name the 17 name the 17 good non-homegrown players we have.
That's not the question.
Well,
that's not
it's not about whether they're good or not. It's about whether the fact that we can get rid of them, right? We already know. It looks like Bergvall ain't going, but he's not on the list anyway because he's under 21. So he doesn't count. So he's going to take someone's place because you only maximum register 25, right? Under 21s don't have to be registered, so they can just fill a spot. Richarlison, you could argue that depending on how bad Xavi Simons' injury is, you could not register him, but then he won't be able to play for the season.
Yeah, well, but no,
he doesn't want to go.
He can be registered. He can be registered during January. He can be registered in January.
So there's another spot.
Yeah,
there's another spot.
And I think you've got to make
want to go.
You've got to make a decision on. You've got to make a decision on certain players that are injured. Alderweireld, he ain't gonna be fit. He ain't gonna be fit, right?
Okay, so that's another one.
But he's under 21, so it doesn't count.
No, according to this, he's not. He's classed as non-homegrown.
So Xavi Simons and Alderweireld, I wouldn't be putting him in the squad because they're not going to be fit till the new year, right? You've got a decision to make on Kulu. You've got a decision to make on Kulu, like for me at the moment, because I'm not too sure what's going to happen this season, right? Okay. And you're going to have to be harsh. You're going to have to be harsh with certain people. You're going to have to say, sorry, mate, you're not in my squad. Go and find yourself a new club.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what Chelsea do. That's exactly what Chelsea do. You get what I'm saying?
I think Sarr, Richie, and Vicario, all foreigners, they'll go. They'll go.
Okay. So how many does that leave us, Adrian and Lee? How many do we need to get rid of?
I did this the other day, and
I've lost you.
Down to 15. We had 15, so we could bring in 2.
So we've got 19 today. If we get rid of, if we say Sarr and Vicario are going, right, and Takai goes on loan, which I think will happen, that takes us down to 16, which means we've got 1 space.
And who's the last?
If you don't register, sorry,
who's the last one going to go? Do you reckon?
Well, that only gives you one player you can buy, right?
So we need one more player to be sold or not included in the squad.
Well, say Xavi.
Okay.
And then Odeberg, if you're not going to register them because they're injured, that gives you the 3 that you need if you want to bring in a left winger striker and someone else.
You do have another option, though. If you can't sell these players, you can loan them out, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You can loan them out, but again, we're struggling to sell people for cheap, let alone loaning them out.
Yeah,
but Lee, that's their problem. That's their problem to sort it out then, because, like I said, at the end of the day, you know, Tottenham will get this done. I'm sure of it, because at the end of the day, players don't want to be sitting on the bench, right, or not playing, right. If they don't want to, you know, and the thing is, though, the problem with Tottenham is that they didn't make it clear. They signed certain players to new contracts. Right, and they just brought players in, and they didn't organise it. They've done this every year, Lee. They've done this every year. This is the thing.
We know. That's why we're in this situation.
it's every year. Pochettino got frustrated so much about it when it happened the first time round. He got really frustrated, right? So it's nothing new. It's nothing new, and I'm not having to go at you because I know I've heard it on other shows as well. I've heard it from other people saying, "Oh, it's news." No, it's not. So I think at the moment Tottenham just have to be asked and look at the players that are going to be available for this part of the half of the season and say. And if the players that they don't want, like they've done with Spence, and say, okay, Spence doesn't want to be here, he doesn't fit the system, get rid. You know what I mean?
Well,
Just get
this
rid
is
of
my
it.
issue, Alex. If you know and we know that most of these players were here from like last season, right? So if we knew De Zerbi wanted new players in these certain positions, conversation with the players that are on the fringe should have happened a month ago. And it worries me that this is why we've not seen any transfers, solid transfer, apart from, you know, the non-ITKs on exit put everyone and their mother as being linked to us on a daily basis, which is all load of horseshit. As any kind of foundation to any of them, because this has got to be sorted before these other players can come in. And I'm moaning in the sense that we've only got less than 3 weeks or 3 weeks left, right, at the transfer window. Moving papers out within 3 weeks seems to be hard enough if we've got 6 weeks. So what they're going to do in 3 weeks, I don't know. Apart from a couple of loans and stuff like that.
Tuppence money, Lee. I think it's going to go for tuppence money. Basically, they're going to whatever team it is, they're going to hold on to it to the last minute till the point we're desperate, knock another third off the price, and we're going to have to get rid of them. Basically, I said this.
Didn't we also leave?
That they're going to need to take a kick in the bollocks for several of those players.
Didn't we also leave?
Because 2 of them we're saying we can't going to get rid of, Dan, because they're injured. They can't sell them. We have to put them, just not register them.
Yeah,
do you get what I mean? It's a hard.
Yeah.
You know what? With what you're saying there, Rain actually mentioned it the other day as well on the show. It is, and Alex has been saying it for a while.
He's got a spreadsheet.
You're right on what you're saying.
He's up to speed on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Dan, before you go, mate, I do apologise. Listen, Scott Ennis going to come in and take my place. Guys and girls, I am absolutely exhausted. I'm going to have to go. Chat, you've been amazing. Dan, thank you so much for having me on.
Cheers, Benji, for coming on, mate.
It's a great show. Great show.
Sunday, Benji, on my show, yeah?
Yeah, mate, I'll be seeing you Sunday, mate. I'm looking forward to it, pal. Guys and girls, you take care. I'm off.
See you, Benji.
Subscribe to Benji if you haven't already, guys. Big up, Benji. Big up, mate.
I think we even left Kinski out of the European squad because we had Austin in with Vicario, right?
Yeah.
But that's changed now. So that's 2 players we had to leave out because we were top heavy with foreign players. So yeah, I mean, I think this is what has sort of stalled us, because if you're going to bring a foreign player in, you need to shift the foreign player out, don't you? I mean, that's logical, really. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I mean, so it is an issue. And then if you're going to get in an unregistered situation for a player who can't be registered to play the Premier League, you've got to loan them out. I'm not sure what the legal.
They've got to sort it out, Adrian. I'm sorry, I ain't got any patience for this. They've had the whole summer, pre-summer, to get this sort of stuff. I'm hoping for this. Well, it hasn't happened, is it? I was hoping that Spurs would bring in these forward players by now, and then turn round to Richarlison and say, "Look, sorry, you know, you're not going to be starting. You might only have a few games, cameo games, and you need to find another club." That's what they've got to be, ruthless. This is what Spurs have got to be. They've got to be more ruthless with this.
Dan, but if no one wants to buy the players, Dan, what are we meant to do? Now, I'm not making excuses for them at all.
Well, they have to find a club, isn't it? It's up to that player then to either stick around in the reserves or find a club.
I agree.
Steal a wage, basically.
I mean, now you see Richarlison, yeah? The thing is with Richarlison, look, let's just put it blunt. We all know he's shit, yeah? We know that. But one thing I will give Richarlison, along with probably Porro, is they are our best 2 mentally driven players. They will give it 110% every time they play. Now, I know when you're crap at football, you can have all the mentality you want, it ain't going to get you nowhere, yeah? And that's Richarlison down to a T. But he has got the mentality for it. With Richarlison, I think he's one personally that if you told him you ain't even getting in the squad, you ain't even getting picked as a number, basically, he will find a place to go because he wants to play football. Yeah. He's got the right mentality for it. But we all know there's other players who probably just sit there and say, well, bollocks to you then. I'll just go sit over there and you can pay me $100,000 a week. You know, but Richarlison, I think he's one that you could get rid of in that aspect, and he would find a place.
But we've been
But
remiss.
others, it's going to be very hard to get rid of them until no one wants him. I tell you what I think is honestly going to happen. I think it's going to come to the last week of the season where we actually say goodbye to a couple of players because they are going to wait until we are that desperate that we knock another third off the price. That is what I think is going to happen. That is what I would personally do as another club, basically. When I know I can get the price down to, say, 8 million from 16 million, just a random number, yeah? Well, that's just common sense, isn't it? And everybody knows just by common sense, the situation that Leah said we're in and others have said we're in, he's 100% right what he's saying. Well, you'd be stupid to go and pay the 15, 20 mil, whatever, when you can like, get it for half the price. And I don't see exactly many people rushing in for the likes of Saar, Richarlison and whatever else. But the
we've got to guarantee that, Dan. We've got to guarantee that to bring these other players in. It's got to happen earlier.
I know. Even the only other option there, Lee, you're 100% right on what you're saying. I'm not disputing none of it. The only other option we've got is like try and get them out on loan. And if we can't even do that, then we're just going to have to fuck them off onto the you ain't getting picked side, basically, and they get paid for doing nothing. It's the only other option if we can't sell them. If no one wants to buy them.
That's where the club's been at fault, though, Dan, hasn't it? I mean, if you've got a 25-man squad, you've got 2 players in every position, 22, the third goalkeeper, 23. Why don't you leave a space clear for this on the foreign contingent? Why not leave one? Why have we let ourselves get into this position? Basically, because our recruitment was crap and we were desperate, like to fill, just to build the squad, basically, and have a bloated squad where a lot of the players just weren't up to it, weren't not good enough. But we could have. I mean, I get when Pep says, "I like working with a smaller squad." That helps in the transfer window if you haven't got a complete squad, but because you're not stuck for this one in, one out, which is where we are now. We have to get rid of players, like you said. I mean, like
Adrian, can I bring in Scott? Scott, have you got anything to add to this discussion, mate?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think it sounds like I was disagreeing with Lee, and that wasn't really what it was the case. Because my view when I say it's easy to to fix the issues, it's easy for fans like myself and maybe some others on the panel. I wouldn't register Richie. I have no problem not registering Richie. I wouldn't register Kulu. I have no problem. There's rumors that Roma want Udogie. I would sell Udogie. Mm-hmm. I don't want him here. So when I said it's easy to do it, it's because I'm willing to do things that I don't think the club is willing to do. So that in that respect, I agree with Lee. Because the club isn't willing to do those things, I don't think it's going to be easy for the club to do it. So that's I just wanted to clarify. I'm not disagreeing with Lee that it will be difficult for the club because they're not willing to make the moves that they're willing to do. They're not willing.
But if no one wants to buy them,
just saying they're not willing to sell players for cheap money, right?
But if they are willing to sell, we don't know for a fact, yeah. If they are willing to sell, but no one wants to fucking buy it, the only other option we have got is to literally just not pick them and leave them out the back, getting paid 80 grand.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing we couldn't sell Saar for £10 million.
See, I think Saar's one. I think is gone. I don't think that's an issue. I think Saar will be one of the guaranteed.
Yeah. Lee, I think he's one of the easier.
Saar and Vicario are definitely off.
Yeah,
I think
Juventus have pretty much all but signed him.
Yeah,
and Richie will only go if we get a striker in. Otherwise, I think
if we don't get a striker, then what's the point of getting rid of Richie? Yeah. If we ain't got another striker, then we have to keep Richie and Solanke.
I've just got news that Tottenham Hotspur looking at somebody right now. I've just got news about somebody. I'm not going to say.
Who called you?
Tell us.
I'm not saying.
Who's the IT carrier?
Ben Jacobs. Ben Jacobs has said something. Go and watch it. No.
Bollocks. No, Alex, no. You can't come on here and fucking do that, yeah? And then keep your mouth shut with it, yeah? You can't usually do it, so fucking talk about it now. You don't usually keep your mouth shut, so don't make it a hobby of doing it now. You can't do that.
Bring it on. Look at that. I've got the dada.
No. You can't do that. That's just rude. You can't do that shit.
I'll just look it up. It would take me a minute to look it up. But box office, just tell us, mate. Who is it? Who's the name now? What's the next striker?
I can't see anyone on Twitter that he's saying.
What's the next striker link? It's a new one every day at the moment.
Ivan Toney. I can't believe I've got to bloody Dan. I've got to Dan, bruv. I've got to Dan Eva.
Did you hear him, Alex? This Spurs off and our transfers on Talk Shite Radio, Ivan Toney. Did you listen to that? I did. And I thought, that will get back to hierarchy. There's no way he's coming to this football club after the way he's disrespected our football club. There's no way. And I actually think that prior to him going out to Saudi, something happened because we were interested then. And something happened. Maybe there was difference or arguments or whatever. And he went out there. Or maybe
because they pay a lot more money.
Yeah, or he couldn't get the deal he wanted from us, and like he threw a strop, right?
Do you care? Do you honestly care that he threw a strop? Would you honestly?
Well, if he has, I mean, I don't know, Dan. I'm just
either way. You said he disrespected the club, yeah. Do you know what? I don't care if he said Spurs supporters and the club is a bunch of wankers. As long as he comes here and scores 20 goals, I don't care what he does or what he said. That's all I'm bothered about.
See, Tony's an ideal candidate because Tony will be classed as homegrown, and we're one short on homegrown. We can register another homegrown player without any issues from the non-homegrown stuff. So, in theory, he wouldn't cause an issue in the squad. He would just come into the squad. It wouldn't be an issue from that side of things. That's good. But
should we look at Rashford as well? I mean, because for me, Rashford, very purple patch player, but he's a proven scorer in the Premier League when he puts his act to it, and proven that he scores more goals than Savinho.
Yeah, I mean, Rashford for me is one of those players where I think too much stuff that's happened off the pitch is it caused him to have a bit of a people having a bit of a on the pitch. I think he's a great player on his day, right? He's a really, really good player, and I'd love to see him at Spurs, but I think he's one of those players where people get I think of the word, it's too late, perception of what he's like because of things that have happened off the pitch, all the things that have been past. But I would take him, absolutely.
Would you care, again, like I said, even if he slated the club and everything and that, the situation we were in, are we even in a point to say, no, we're not going to sign you because you called us a name? We're that desperate. I'll take Rashford as long as he does the job. I don't care what he gets up to. I don't care what he does in his private life, whether he's got a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a bloody unicorn. I couldn't give a shit. Yeah, as long as he scores the goals, I don't care what he said about us. Just do the job, and I'll be a happy man.
I think he came up with one for me because I looked at Guirassy 2-3 seasons ago, and when he was at Stuttgart, I mean, I think he's 31 now. I would take him over Welbeck, definitely. I mean, I like Guirassy. I think age would come into it with him now. He's got to be 31 now. But he's moved from Stuttgart for Dortmund, and we know they'd want to charge you the earth for a player anyway,
Yeah, see, Adrian, I've seen a couple of players that have been thrown around tonight. I think Guirassy, Munoz as well from somewhere else. I just can't believe that we're looking at players that are the age of 30 and above. I just don't see that being a good fit
it's not
for
progressive.
No, exactly.
I don't know how old Thuram is now. I mean, like Thuram, there isn't the way football's changed. It's become more defensive. It's harder to score goals. But
Adrian, there are strikers out there, and there's something you made earlier. I've named them and so many shows. I don't want to go over it. There's so many. There's loads in the chat. You can just go over it. Scott's named the loads. There's no excuse from the club not to deliver in a couple of forward players. They're struggling, massively struggling. It looks like they can't get their number one target and they haven't really got a plan B or C. But Adrian, you did say something interesting earlier, though, about that they might have to buy a player and build him up, because I just don't know what else they're going to do. Because we need forward players. We desperately need forward players, but then we don't want to sign any old shit. So this is the club's problem. They've got to deliver their forwards out there. I just don't have it that they can't get anyone.
Yeah,
I just don't have it.
This now, so he's off the list. So Osman looks like he's just looking for massive wages and doesn't care what league he's in.
Guys, I think we can get stuck in the forwards. Unless anyone wants to say anything about the forwards, I wanted to talk about a couple of other things.
I think Ivan Toney. The only thing I have a problem with Ivan Toney, I don't know if he fits what we want to do, even though he scores goals. Because I think the Derby wants his forward press. I don't see Ivan Toney pressing. I think Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford would be a signing that would be deadline day. That's my feeling. That's my thing with him.
Could be, yeah.
Deadline day signing. I keep on hearing Grassi's name, and I just keep on. I ask the question: why has nobody gone for him from the Premier League? I just don't understand. You know what I
He
mean?
scores
Probably
goals, man.
I think
He
because he's in a
scores
good
every
his
season.
age. I think he's 31 now. I think it's
Yeah.
because of his age. You're going to bring a player in and what length of contract you're giving a 31-year-old striker?
2 years. That's it.
But I'm just
2
saying.
years.
I'm saying that he's been around for quite a while now. He's been well known for quite a while. Why has nobody gone for him from the Premier League? That's the only thing. I'm not saying he's not a bad player. I'm saying, why have no one taken the punt on him in the Premier League by now? You get what I'm saying?
Because they don't have Richarlison and Solanke as their strikers.
He
Like,
looks at Michael Tetz.
we're in a different scenario here, Alex, than other teams, right? We have to.
Scott, the reason why I'm saying that at the moment is that if Tottenham, if you're saying that, I agree with you. You know, I agree with you on this one, right? But if that's the case, why do we not offer Grassi right now? Offering for Grassi right now, then? Or
No, that part I agree. That's what I was saying. What I have said to Adrian
I'm not
before, when
turning
you
down the
say
player. I'm just saying.
in June, I think there were lots of options at striker. It's less options now, I agree, because some of the options I think that I would suggest, like I've said, Voltamati and Watkins, I understand if they're not available in August 12th, but I think June 1st they were available. So I think, and like you said, now, is Garassi available on August 12th? I don't know. And so why didn't we go in for him before? Same thing with Ivan Toney. If we're getting Ivan Toney, why didn't we go for him before now? Like anyone we're probably going to go for, we're going to say, why didn't we go in? Right? Everybody that we go in for now, other than Savio and maybe Gakpo, is going to look like it was a pivot, right? Like we're panicking and we're reacting rather than an actual plan. That's where we are now, unfortunately. It doesn't look like we had a plan.
I would have kept Will last year, but that's water under the bridge now.
Yeah, see, Jeff in the comments makes a good point, and I think this is why I think the Balogun link is a genuine link, is because he would also be classed as homegrown. So there's no requirement to get anyone out the club or deregister anyone. Again, he can just slot into that last spot that we've got open. So I think that's why. But I don't think he's the first choice. I think he is an alternative if we can't sort out the other mess. I think that's a genuine link.
And he was
what comment was that, Lee? Which one is this? Is this one here, then, Lee? Are you talking about with Jeff?
Yes,
Balogun?
correct. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I to be fair, I did when I was doing my research. I didn't check Balogun because he played for the USA, but he was at Arsenal Academy, wasn't he? Yeah. So I didn't look him, but I've just checked, and he's absolutely right. He would be. So that's why I think that is genuine. I don't think it's the first choice, but I think it's absolutely genuine as a potential.
Do you like him, Lee? Do you know about the player?
Saw him play for USA a few times at the World Cup, etc. Yeah.
He's fast, right? He's very fast.
He is fast.
He's the second. He'd be second fastest at a club after VDV. I see him playing the USA. Not that I was following the USA. He missed some golden chances. I thought he missed some chances.
He's not clinical. He's not a clinical
He's not
striker.
prolific. No, he's not a prolific striker. He has got attributes that would... I mean, I think to Adrian's point, his speed would be good in like a counter-attacking team rather than a team that if we're going to sit there with low block and stuff like that.
As well. He's played as a left winger, so he's versatile, which deserves right. But
we can't get that striker. Like I've said, I think we need a number 10 just as much as we need a left winger and a striker.
Oh, Dan, I agree.
Simmons, I don't think we bought him as a number 10. I mean, he ain't going to be in until towards the end of the season anyway. He might come back in January, February, but to come back from a snapped ACL, you're doing a job anyway. We've seen that change players' careers. Now, I'm not saying it's going to change his career necessarily, but we've seen that happen, I personally think that Simmons was bought to replace Son. I don't think he was bought to take Maddison's place. Why would they buy him as a 10 when Maddison is there, Maddison then got that injury when Simmons turned up. Because if you actually check it up with Simmons, he played on the left just as much as on the right, but he played on the left more, actually, only by a few games, but he actually scored more and had a better GA when coming in from the left. I think that's what Simmons is there for. And as a number 10, if we can't get a regular goal scorer up front, look, Richie will get us 10 goals. You know that. Richie will get us 10 goals. I'm not saying that's good enough in any means or manner, but I think he's got the capability of doing that. I think Solanke's got the capability of maybe getting us 8 if we're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get a number 10 that can also score 10 goals in a season, that is going to be a big help as well.
Yep.
We don't necessarily need a playmaker there. I mean, if we desperately
we need
needed a
someone with
playmaker
creativity.
Yes.
To unlock those passes through the lines and stuff. Absolutely.
And that is why I think Morgan Gibbs-White is your perfect man, because he ain't no Maddison, yeah? Maddison, for me, is one of the few playmakers, number 10s, old school, like a Christian Eriksen sort of thing, yeah? Like other players used to play there and that. They knew what they was going to do with a ball before it even hit their feet. They already knew where they was looking. It's very different in 10th position these days. It's not necessarily a playmaker there as such. I think we might actually do better instead of having a playmaker there. I think we might actually do better with someone who's got a bit of everything there. And that is why Morgan Gibbs-White, he's a good passer. He reads the ball well. He's good at running with the ball. He can score a bloody goal. He can take a long kick as well. Now, Maddison, at what he does, I'd say he's one of the best in the Premier League. But he don't do enough in the aspect of he's injured too much.
Yeah.
And
he's got crackers for ankles. That's what his problem is.
And then the other thing is they did call him, 1/3 Leicester, basically, because 1/3 he was great, 1/3 he was crap,
Mate,
and 1/3
Wayne
he was
Holland
hardly playing.
Wayne Holland told us about Maddison, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
When we signed him, he said,
from day
great
one.
player, but you wait, he'll be injured more than he plays. And he was absolutely
100%.
spot on.
And also what Maddison does, if you remember the first 10 games, him and Basuma were probably the best 2 players in the league as midfielders. Obviously not the best players, but they were playing the best together. And then they literally both fell off a cliff. Maddison did absolutely jack shit for how long? And I'm not disputing his quality, but I think Morgan Gibbs-White would be our perfect man there. He would do a bit of everything.
Would you take him, Dan? Would you take him over your man Grealish in the 10?
Yeah.
Or even Gabriel Sara at Galatasaray?
Yes.
Brazilian playmaker.
Because I think you get more out of Morgan Gibbs-White as an overall player.
He's the perfect
you get more energy and
you get more of it. I think you get more of everything out of Morgan Gibbs-White, basically.
Maddison, I don't think you need to bed him in either, do you, Dan?
No, I don't think you do. I mean, Maddison, for me, the other thing is when people said captain to me, I'm like, no fucking chance. Because as a vice captain,
don't give a shit.
I know, I do. As a captain, for me, he was as bad as a vice captain as Son was as a captain. As soon as it started going wrong and he got a couple of kicks in the legs, which he always does, he started walking about like a moody bitch. You can say half the team did, but he's meant to be the vice captain at least. I don't think he's that sort of person unless he wants to teach people how to perm their hair, for God's sake, and change their hair colour. And he just don't play. And after the injuries he's had as well, you are literally just waiting to hear that he's got another 2-3 month injury in that. I'll repeat what I said earlier. I would go and pay that. I mean, look, we just got 60 million in for 2 players, 64 million. Right, add another couple of mil onto that. I know Nottingham Forest don't have to sell in the aspect of their man's got money, but Nottingham Forest can't just go and spend the money they want. They're the same as Villa, they're the same as Newcastle. They don't bring that money in. There's a reason Spurs can spend that money, and we all know what it is. We don't even need to finish in the Champions League. We can finish 17th and still go and throw a few 100 million about if we want because of excess money. Go and stick 80, 90 million on the table, and there you go. You can have fucking Bergvall as well. I personally think that would be enough to change.
But we need forwards then, so we know. I don't look. We all take Morgan Gibbs.
But what I'm saying is Morgan Gibbs. But what I'm saying is, he can score 10 goals, 12 goals in a season as well.
Mate, well, you need creativity,
so
man.
Add up the goals round the place, and he has got creativity as well.
Yeah,
and we've got Tonali.
Wingers, either 2 wingers and a striker, or a winger and a striker. That's the priority.
And a number 10, I would say as well. Maddison, you can't rely on him, Adrian. You cannot rely on him. He won't last the season. Kulu, I don't know. Who else? Savi, when's he coming back? Next year?
Kulis can play on the 10.
Yeah, but I don't like this. I want Spurs to buy creativity. If it is from the left wing, fair enough. But they've got to have output. This is what worries me with Savinho. He hasn't got
a problem like that.
Yeah.
If Kudus plays in the 10, then haven't we got a similar situation where we need someone on the right?
Exactly.
It's creating another issue that we don't need. Oh, come on, Adrian. Kulu's been out for so long. You know, a couple of games. He might be fitting on the grass right now, but give it a couple of games, he could be out again. You don't just have a long-standing problem for 6 months and then
any player could get an ACL in the first game.
I know that, but we all know he had a series
with Kulusevski.
Previous
what
injuries.
happened with Kulusevski? He had 2 major injuries, and the problem was with the injuries, they couldn't heal them concurrently. They had to do it one by one. If I got it right from what I read on there, his kneecap, his injury was basically the same as what R9 had, where he dislocated his kneecap and broke it. You are not coming back the same player ever.
My understanding was he did the ligament tissue in his kneecap, right?
Yeah,
which is
and they were 2 injuries. They were 2 injuries that they couldn't heal concurrently. They had to do them one by one.
Because unlike muscle injuries, you don't get blood in the injuries. You need to have collagen in your system to repair the tissue, right? So that's.
But you ain't repairing a broken kneecap. Never. You are never going to.
I don't think he broke the kneecap. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I thought he did.
I'm only going by what I've read.
Yeah,
he done his ligament. From what I read, he done his ligament and he done his kneecap.
Right.
So that Swedish bird went on there, who's the not doctor,
that
but physio and that.
Right, it's not like an ACL that a Michael Owen ACL.
No, it just pretty much destroyed R9's career.
Yeah, right. So it would affect a different way of mobility if it didn't heal. Seen him kicking the ball with both feet. Seen him running.
And he ain't a small fella either, is he?
No,
but gents, let's talk reality for a moment, though. It's great to see Kulu running on grass and doing light training until you get the guy into a competitive scenario, i.e. matches. It's going to be a completely different scenario. Once he's got players running at him, kicking him, tackling him, that's going to be a completely different kettle of fish. So until he's actually got game time, there's no way we can actually give a yes or no whether he's going to be any kind of player for us next season, because it might be one match and someone knocks his knee and he's gone out again.
Yeah, he was out for 15 months. I mean, Kudus was out for 7. Been out for 7. Now they're both on the field. But like you said, you're right. And he needs a few tackles to test him to see if he's okay. I don't think it'll affect his pace. People say he's slow. He's not. He's big. He might have looked like he's got deceptive pace because he's a big player. But he's 2 kilometres faster than the average player in the Premier League.
No, do you know what? He was on a long distance. Kulusevski is one of the fastest players actually in our team. The problem is with him, he's not quick. He takes
his acceleration is a bit slow, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But when he gets to his pace, he was actually one of the fastest players in our team over 100 meters. It's just you don't get 100 meters to accelerate.
He was like the outball, like Kudus was last season.
We played him totally wrong as well, Adrian. He's not a right winger, and I told everybody this. He's a number 10.
And the problem was, every time you used an outball to Cooley, it was a bit like Kudus last year. He was always marked by 2 players.
Yeah, because but also
his actual GA. Don't ask me what I remember. It's 140 slink games, 25 goals, 26 assists. That's a 1 in 3 GA. That is fucking excellent.
Who's that? Who?
It's Kulusevski.
Kudus.
He's got 1 in 3 GA in the games he's played, yeah?
Yeah, but we're talking about 2 players that at the moment we don't know if we're going to get the whole season with them right now.
You don't know if you're ever going to see him again.
Exactly. So at the moment, I'm not bothered about Kulu right now.
So you can take a negative view of it or a positive one. I'm taking
but it's not about a negative view. It's about looking at the reality. At the end of the day, we were 17th twice in a row because we didn't have any creativity. We couldn't score goals. At the moment, we don't want to have the same problem this season. Right, because we're screwing up with weak goals and we're relying on players that have been injured. That's not, for me, doesn't make no sense.
But Alex,
you get what I'm saying. So this is the point I'm making at the moment.
Right? When we're looking for goals in this season, and we know that our winger is going to contribute with goals, whether you like Maddison or not and think he's brittle, whether you like Kula or not and think he's brittle, they've always chipped him with goals and assists.
Yeah, agreed. They just can't be relied on, Adrian. That's the problem.
Ignore that. You can't ignore that until you get another player in that can give you more than what those 2 players give you. And
that's the past, though,
Adrian. You can worry about injuries. Why are you worrying about injuries before they happen? I mean, this.
Okay, but Adrian, we're going on evidence. We're going on evidence now. Right?
Yeah, we are.
We're not going to do this. We're not doing this thing about we haven't seen it before.
Foreign injuries, then. Foreign injuries. Hold on.
It's
Barring
funny.
injuries,
Guys, one at a time, guys. One at a time.
It's
Let's
already
try
funny
and
being
finish.
fit.
what
Okay.
what to you then, all of you in the chat, what to you is an acceptable amount of games that a player should play without injuries, obviously, throughout a season?
28 to 30.
Fair
Right.
You've
enough.
got to be
So
at
you're-
least
so
70% of the
two-thirds?
season, isn't it?
Well, it's
Yeah.
38 seasons, so 2/3 would be 26 roughly, wouldn't it? You're saying 28 to
Yeah.
30, don't you?
28
Okay.
to 30. I'm not saying that a player can't have a bang, not at all. We
You've
all
got to
know
rest
that-
them. You couldn't have
Yeah.
Tonali and
Yeah,
like
but
Fernandes play 40 games.
no, I'm not
One
having
game
that.
a week, you could.
One game a week, you bloody should. I mean,
Porro
if I'm
did it when
playing
we were
that
in
prick,
Europe.
if I'm going to play this prick 200 grand a week and he can't handle a game a week, he can. No. Yeah, I mean, in that aspect, how plastic has football become now? We all know it has compared to what it was.
One game
Bring
a
back
week.
the-
We know
bring
Porro
back-
played 60 odd games, and
I
then
know.
and what compounded our injuries was the fact that, like, even with Kulu played 40 odd games, it was before he got injured, right? And what compounded the injuries, then you're now putting players into the team that if you're playing a game every 3 days, you're just asking for trouble, and you're overplaying other players now, and then they get injured, and that compounds everything, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but
See, this
I'll
is
go
my
30
issue with.
games, 20, 28, 26 games minimum for me.
Yeah,
Two
but okay. I understand we're trying to put a minimum on it to try and help these players out, but at the same time, I'm sorry.
No, it's because what's right. Well, you don't want.
Yeah,
players-
but you can say what's right or not, but at the end of the day, do we want to do well this season or not? You know what I mean? And then we're going to have this same excuse about, oh, we've got injuries to Kulu, Maddison, and all these players next season. And I don't want to hear that excuse this season. I don't want to hear it because the statistics have told us they've missed how many games because of their injuries. Now, Kulu's been unlucky. I understand that, right? With his bad injury, but he's not coming back the same player. So I wouldn't be relying on him, right? Okay, that's logical, right? And Maddison has not been reliable. Right, Leicester fans can tell you this for a fact. I like him; he's a good player. There's no doubt he's a great creative player, but we can't be doing this anymore. Right, we can't be. Right, Javi Simmons, he's not going to be fit to the end of this until second part of the season. Sorry, can't be in the squad. Or the Bear, I don't even care about that player anyway. Right, so for me at the moment, you've got to look at the players that can do the job right now, okay? Because if we're saying that we've got the best opportunity right now, we shouldn't be relying on players that are not going to be available right now. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel at the moment with it.
And Alex, I'll extend that to the point of what people have been saying. I personally, listen, I've got nothing against the guy. I think his passion for the club is evident to see in Maddison. I get that. He has got a passion for us and he loves the club, right? Irrelevant of his past. I still think, though, that I know there's people got views on captains of the club and all this kind of thing, and people think there should be hard nuts and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, a captain is there in this day and age really to be an extension of the manager to implement what the manager's vision is, right, and trying to express that on the pitch. Now, for me, Maddison, from a passion perspective, is a good candidate for captain, but from a reliability perspective, you need your captain on that pitch all the time. And if he's going to be injured again, or he's going to get injured, like we've seen, again, we've seen from Leicester's days and that, he comes in, he's out, he's injured all the time. I just don't think he's the right pick from that perspective. I think you need someone that's going to give you a lot of matches, going to be there all the time. I know it's harsh against him, but it's just reality. If I was picking a captain for, or have done for 2 years for the squads I coached, I always looked at who's going to be the one that people respect and who's going to be the reliable one that's going to be there all the time. Because if there's someone's going to be there in and out, irrelevant of what you think of them, they're not good they're not good fits for a captain. You've got to fit the right thing. For me, I'm not even sure there is a captain per se. If Maddison can't be relied on, I don't think there's a captain in this squad.
There is Tonali.
Well, yeah, but he's still new, right? So he still needs the respect of the rest of the players. But yeah, Adrian, I'd agree with you. I think he would definitely be a contender after a bit of time. The obvious one is obviously Pedro Porro because of what he gives you. I just think, and again, I apologise if I upset anyone, but I think the language barrier is also something you have to take in consideration when you're in the middle of 90 minutes and you're trying to speak to people and other players and stuff. I think that would be an issue, but you know, I haven't heard him speak enough to know. Maybe it's fine with him. It's not as bad, but that is something else I'll take into consideration as well. But I think Maddison is the obvious choice for
Right.
Roberto because of he's been at the club and the people love him.
Is there a bit of a myth around Maddison? The reason I say that is because Darren Anderton was at Spurs, right? He was
Sick note,
right?
Yeah.
He played over 500 odd games for that football club, right? That is not a sick note. You don't play that amount of games over that amount of season. You're a sick note. And it just
depends how many seasons it is, though, right?
Well, yeah, it might have been 12 or whatever. I don't know, right? But like, I've just looked up Maddison's. I went to AI, and it said Maddison's made 401 total club appearances, right? And we know he played for Coventry. We know he had a loan with Aberdeen, and he was at Leicester, and he was at Spurs.
400 games over 10 or 12 over 12 years. What he's been playing? Is it 12 years? 11 years?
If you could divide 401 by 38.
I know we don't know, but for us, for the past 2 years,
it's 10 or whatever. Yeah, yeah. I mean, stats. They're not exact science, are they? We know they're not an exact science, right? 96 goals, 77 assists. That's decent. 401 total club appearances, but you could accumulate a lot of injuries in your later few seasons with a club, which is like what's more alluded to by these. But yeah, I don't know. His stats are good. I mean, we all hope.
Adrian. Maddison, you cannot rely to stay fit the whole season. You need something else there. It's simple as that, man. We need another number 10. I think we need creativity. It's not just about the goal scorer. It's about the creativity. This team lacks it. Does not have it. Does not have a consistent creative player. Maddison, if Maddison was fit the whole season, I get it. Yeah, fair enough. But he's not. He's never going to be. He's never going to be fit.
Well, but I don't see De Zerbi going for a number 10 at this present time. Not in this window.
Well, he said an attacker, versatile attacker. Right? He said a versatile attacker. So that's someone who can play across the forward line. That's what that's what I heard anyway. So that would make sense, right? But who is that player? I don't know.
I don't see us going for a sort of number 10 in the mold of like Ericsson, Bobby Firmino, Maddison, that sort of like skillful number 10 type of player, not the more dynamic type of number 10. It varies. This is why I don't like these numbers, like a Morgan Gibbs-White. He's totally different to those three players I mentioned. And yet people class him a number 10. I just think Morgan Gibbs-White is a very good attacking midfielder. I don't class him as a 10. He's not my idea of a 10. So, but others have a different opinion. That's fair enough.
No, I agree with you, Adrian. I think of a number 10 as an Ericsson, a Modric, someone who's going to get the ball at their feet, turn, and then look for that pass, whatever it is,
killer pass
to give give the striker the ability to have a chance on goal. Right? That's what Maddison gives you, but we can't rely on him, and there is no alternative in any of the other midfielders there. I mean, someone just said about Gallagher playing in a 10. Yes, he can play in a 10 if all the role you're going to give him is to press and break up play.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got that he hasn't got that killer instinct to get the ball at his feet, turn towards goal and go, right, I'm putting it through that gap, I'm putting it out there, that's not his game. And that's the issue. We're too overloaded on that side and on, defensive stroke pressing midfielders versus actual creative players. And we've been lacking that for 2 years. You can see that with the fact that Zav got injured.
Sorry, guys, I've got to say bye to Danny. Danny, mate, appreciate you coming on, mate.
No, cheers for letting us on, mate. Fun show. You just take care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you a lot later. Take it easy, people.
Cheers.
See you
Subscribe
later.
to Dan if you're not already, guys. Cheers.
I mean, to me, Lee, Xavi's got the potential to be a number 10.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. But he's injured, isn't he? So we can't rely on him.
He's injured, yeah. And then when he's out and Robert's out, when they get back in January, they've got to prove their fitness to the end of the season. So I don't think they're going to play a great part. Right. But I just don't see, Gallagher got a nice goal, didn't he, the other day? He earned the goal by like closing down, one touch, banging the net. But Gallagher's not a 10.
No,
he's not.
Absolutely.
So I think as options, I don't think De Zerbi's going to go for a 10 because he knows he needs a winger, he knows he needs a striker, and he's talking about Kudus playing in the 10 role if Madison's not there. So
fair enough, Adrian. That makes sense.
It needs to happen, Dan. It needs to happen. We need to get a 10 in, right? Unless we have a great season and Xavi comes back, we need to get a 10 in. But
we need Adrian.
Our priorities are at the front.
We need wingers who can take on a man, break down a low block, do something out of the ordinary, right? We need that on the left. We got it on the right with Kudus, and then we need someone who can put the ball in the back of the net, and we haven't got anyone consistently enough right now. There's still time for the window. There's still time. Let's see what they get done. We'll all have our opinion on whatever player comes in, and at the end of the day, if De Zerbi has okayed it, he's got to make it work, isn't it? He's got to make it work, and we will be judging it throughout the course of the season. Look, guys, anything more on the forward plays? I just wanted to talk about a couple more things before I shut the show down, guys. And I'm a little bit worried about the season. Like, we're just so unprepared, guys. Honestly, we are so unprepared for this season. And like, when I think about it, you know, we haven't seen our first team or nowhere close to it in pre-season, which is very odd, isn't it? I know it's the World Cup year and all of this, but you know, we're not seeing anything on the pitch. You know, few players have played, first team players, but it's just been all over the shop. And you know, we need these players starting to understand the system, building relationships on the pitch, a bit of cohesion, I guess. It's not just fitness, is it? It's about patterns, combinations, movement, understanding. You know, you can only do so much on the training pitch, right? You need to see it in match day. Maybe we'll see it at the weekend. I know there's a couple of pre-seasons over the weekend, both at the same team, right? One at home and then one in the training ground the next day. So are you worried, guys, of the lack of preparation for the season? Do you think it's a genuine problem, or am I worrying about it too much? What's your thoughts on the kind of Spurs going into this season? I think we're very underprepared. It doesn't mean we won't have a good season. We might go into it. I just want your guys' thoughts on the kind of going in soon. It starts a couple of weeks. Was it 10 days away, guys? It's not far at all.
I don't think the whole rules from the World Cup has helped us, especially with players in the later stages, because obviously there was a recommendation of something like 3 weeks rest after the World Cup finished. So things like, you know, which is strange actually, because Van de Ven was quite a while back when Netherlands went out, wasn't it? So you would have thought he would have got back a bit earlier. So I wonder why he came back
early.
Yeah, Senesi came back early. Obviously, Porro, I'm assuming he's only just going to be meeting up this week, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that really hasn't helped us. But I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised actually, because let's just call it for what it is. The tour was just a tour, right? It's just, you know, we've probably got so many bits and pieces, commercial things that we deal with in the Asian region that we've had to go out there to show face and obviously make revenue off of that or whatever. So I get it. I'm very surprised of how much of the young players played. Seeing as it's quite obvious to see that De Zerbi wants Prem players, and there's going to be very little room for them to get any kind of minutes. I think only a couple of them really look like they might get in the squad. But I think that really, let's be honest, the first game at the stadium for Hoffenheim is probably the one where you're going to see a lot more of the first team players back.
Yeah,
because you're not going to have a paid game.
One game, Lee.
I don't disagree, mate.
It's poor, isn't it? And even the game at the last weekend in the training ground. Why can't we get a game at an actual ground? I just find it baffling.
If this was listen, let's be fair, right? If this was any other club, and this was Roberto De Zerbi coming into it, and it was any other one than Tottenham with all of their commercial stuff that they do, knowing that they just finished 17th, you need a complete rebuild. If that was my club, I would have cancelled all of that. Said, no, we're staying at home. We are basically working for the season. Screw all this rubbish in Australia and New Zealand, stuff like that. We're working for next Premier League season. But the type of club we are, we're never going to do that. We've got commitments that need to be fulfilled, and I think that hinders the manager's progress.
But we
To
could
be
have
fair,
still
but
arranged. I mean, why are we playing Hoffenheim? What's the reason behind it? If they're after our players, we're after theirs. Fair enough. Same with Getafe. I mean, like Terry Gibson, ex-Spurs player, was on Talk Shite Radio saying like, "Oh, Getafe have known the worst, dirtiest team in Spain. So why are we playing Getafe? You know, a team of Hannibal Lecters, right? Why are we playing them, right? I mean, who arranges this tournament? I'm sure it won't happen next year under De Zerbi, right? I'm sure it won't. But and I get we go away to to satisfy our sponsors.
Yeah, I
but we
get
should
that.
be going to the United States. We got the fastest growing fan base out there. We've got more supporters clubs out there than there are states out there, probably about 200, right? And we should be going out there and probably throwing a game in Canada. You know, the 8-hour flight instead of the 24-hour flight. You know, or perhaps throw a game. And I've always wanted the team to be back at the stadium, the training ground, sorry, at least a month before the season starts. And play QPR, play Orient, play teams like that. And why are we playing Chelsea, which, although we beat them, and great, right? Well, that's a license, like, for players to get injured.
Yep.
In a way,
absolutely.
if you look at it the wrong way, right? Why are we playing them? I mean, the whole travelling and disrespect of players' welfare has been an utter disgrace, not just this pre-season, but others. I mean, the games we're playing, I mean, like, Getafe and Hoffenheim, you know, there's one striker at Hoffenheim that we had looked at, you know, but he had injury problems and didn't get a move, right, to Leipzig for 25 mil. I just don't see why we're playing them. I don't see what we get out of it.
Adrian, I've seen other teams pre-season play there close to their starting lineups. Spurs are well off it. Chelsea the other day, I saw a big a kind of close to first team possible for Chelsea, Man United, I think as well. I know it's not all the first team, but it looks a lot more, you know, more players involved than Spurs. Spurs, it's a mishmash. What that game against Getafe? Then they had a game in the under-21s. I mean, it's just I just think it's been poor planning, guys. You know, how do you think it's going to impact the start of the season? Let's go to box office. You know, what are you expecting, mate?
Maybe a slow start, but I think we end up being okay. I think it's because other teams are going to have the same thing as well, to be honest with you.
Not too worried about it.
So, not really worried, because I think teams are going to be slow out the blocks. I think because of the World Cup. I think that's the thing at the moment. So I'm not really that fussed at the moment about it. I'm more fussed about the squad and what we're doing with it at the moment. That's the only thing I'm fussed about.
Ready, box office. The squad is not ready, is it? That's what you mean, right? It's not ready.
Well, it's not ready. No, it's not ready. No, that's the thing, isn't it? But you know, I'm not very concerned because we've got one game a week. If we had Europe, there's a different matter. It's a different matter with Europe. I think we've got a bit of time over the next couple of weeks, the first couple of games, and then we got internationals in after 3 games anyway. So I'm not really that worried, if I'm really honest with you, about that part of it anyway. I've got to be honest.
Unless you don't have to worry about Romero for the internationals this time.
That's good. That's good, isn't it?
We actually get centre backs that play 3 games before an international break.
And the transfer window, guys, as well. I've got to say, the transfer window, it shuts a week after. It's like mad, isn't it? Why can't they just get that transfer? Why can't they line the two together? I know different, you know, clubs across Europe start different times. I get that, but I mean, it's just going to be waiting for that. And then maybe after the international break, the season will start going, because it's going to be a bit of a mixed
3-week break as well. Let that annoy you. 3
weeks.
Yeah, because they've combined it this year. This is like Infantino, or I'll call him Infactino.
3 weeks, right? Man.
For FIFA. It's going to be a 3-week break. And for the Nations League, which should be scrapped. It should be scrapped.
Yeah, well, we can't do anything, can we?
It's going to be 3 weeks, and then with all the heat breaks, it's going to feel like 4.
Yeah, what we're doing in the winter, we're having Bovril breaks in the winter, or what?
Yeah. Get some fisherman friends out. It's a bit windy.
Some like mulligatawny soup, or what? What are we doing here?
Jeez.
I like that mulligatawny. That's not bad. That soup. That's all right. You know? It's not bad. Not bad.
And look, the pre-season. I mean, if you go to Hugo Films and you watch any of their pre-seasons or any of their games, they'll pick like 3 or 4 Spurs players in a game, and it'll be the cameo of their performances, how many touches you see them on the ball and all that, which has helped me because sometimes when I thought players have been shit, actually been better than I thought they were, right? So that helps. But it's not. It's about fitness, but you can only get that match sharpness playing real games against proper competition. But to me, it's not just about that. It's about this sharpness of the fucking mind, right? Because that's when you're sharp and you're on it, you make that pass. You don't make a misguided pass. You know, I mean, you're on your game. Like, and I've seen it in pre-season. We've looked a bit sluggish, a bit sloppy. There was teams we played earlier. I know they were poor opposition, but we should have thrashed them basically. But we just weren't on it. We were slow, you know. And so it's also about like sharpening it between here. So if you're on the pitch, you don't overhit the pass, underhit the pass, things like that, because that comes with fitness as well. And the fitter you get, the sharper your mind gets. If you've trained, I trained for years and years. You just naturally get sharper, you know. And like I've sort of seen bits of it, but yeah, I agree. I don't think even under Zerbi we're well prepared going into season 10. I don't.
No, I don't think so either, guys. Look, it's getting late. I've really probably got to shut the show down. Let me just check if there's anything else I wanted to bring up and ask you a question before I shut the show down. We've talked about the forward line enough, haven't we, tonight? What else? Spence, we've done. Romero, we've talked about. Look, I think we'll probably just leave it there now. Plenty more streams to do. We've got loads of more points.
What pluses have you seen in pre-season from players? What pluses?
Pluses?
What players have like caught your eye? Well, if any?
Hardy at centre back.
Yeah.
I think he played. He showed maturity in the couple of games that he played. Obviously, God, I can't believe I forgot his name already. Mate in midfield.
Oh, Barnett, Williams Barnett.
Yeah, Williams Barnett. I think he obviously he's still young, but the way he picks the ball up, loves to go past players, moves the ball forward is exactly what we need. He needs time and he needs integration. But I think he's a fantastic candidate to play in like the say against Charlton or someone like that in the cups. Yeah. I would absolutely give him minutes there in a midfield where you've got the likes of, I don't know, Bentancur or Fernandes or Tonali or someone with them there with him to give him the seniority behind him and just let him go and do his thing. I think he'd flourish. And I think he's going to be one for the future. But definitely him and that Hardy guy. And then the left back as well. I think he played really well in pre-season.
Kieran Martin.
Yeah, Kieran Martin, yeah.
He's a midfielder, actually. Really well. He's played left and right back, and he's done his hamstring. I don't know what grade it is.
Oh, is he? Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah. Another two I could add to that is like, I think Tonali's done well. We know Fernandes got that great goal. Yeah. But so like, I like Tonali. I thought, like, yeah, your quality.
We're scraping the barrel, aren't we, Adrian? Let's be honest with pre-season. We are scraping the barrel.
I agree with you. I agree that Tonali looks good. But I just think I think the only way we can look at this is in the next, I think from September onwards, and then we can start looking at it when the season really gets started. Because I don't really look too much into this at the moment. I think it's just, I just think the pre-season's not, and because of the World Cup, I think it's going to be a bit of a mismatch at the moment. I think the advantage, like I said, that we've got is that we've got a week off. We're going to have weeks rather than just half a week to prepare for a game. You know what I mean? So he's going to have his time. You know what I mean? De Zerbi to really work with his squad. And players will be able to settle in. You know what I mean? I think that's why I'm a bit disappointed about the striker right now. At the moment, the striker situation, the winger situation.
I think it's the combination, guys, and big up to people in the chat. They've corrected me. You know, a lot of teams across, the Premier League have had a mishmash of sides. Fair enough. But it's not just that. It's just that we're just not ready. The squad's not ready. The forward players are not in. They should have been in to integrate with the first team. But it is what it is, isn't it? We're going to have to wait and see. Transfer window's got a bit of time left. And maybe it's just going to be a slow start. Maybe we'll get by October, November time. Things will get a bit better. The team will start to take shape.
Aston Villa started slow. And
they lost
what was the result tonight, guys? What was the result?
2-1 with PSG.
They had a 17-year-old striker playing, didn't they?
Who doesn't take no shit? Van Hecker. I thought he's when he's come on, he's done well. Van Hecker's done well. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. Whether he plays this Saturday, I'm going. Right, so whether he plays or not, and tickets for Charlton are £25 if anyone wants to go to the home game.
Yeah, it's the week after, isn't it? Right, on the Tuesday.
Right?
Was it that soon?
Have they fixed the date?
Yep.
I thought it's the 28th of August, isn't it?
Is it that soon?
Yep.
You can play 6 players in that.
No, not 28th.
We will be a stronger squad than we have in the past to play a couple of fringe players in that game. I want these domestic cups. I want us to really go for them.
Yeah,
I'm away for both of the start of the season and the cup game.
I'm not fussed about the cups this year for some reason. Just not that fussed at the moment.
So let me quickly finish off the show because I only got to shut it down. What is your priority this season then, box office? And I'll go to Adrian and Lee. What is your priority? What do you want this club to achieve this season? For under De Zerbi, new signings. What is your what would by the end of the season go, right, that's it. That's been a satisfying season. I can see what's going on here. I can see something coming together. What is it, box office?
Style of play, patterns of play.
Yeah,
something that can excite me, rather than someone tell me to be excited watching the team, and on the basis of what's going on with other teams at the moment. I know we're in a transition ourselves as well, but I think with the signs we've got at the moment, I think we can be at least in that top 10. I think we should be at least in that top 10. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay. It's not high, is it? It's not a lot of expectations. It sounds like, man.
And also, I mean, if we get a good cup run, that's great. But yeah, I mean, I think the main thing for me is getting into Europe this season. A Europa League spot would be good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
That's clear. Very clear, mate. Very clear. Thank you. Go on to Lee. Just go to Lee. Lee, what's your kind of expectations this season, mate? What do you want to see?
So if it as it stands with the squad that we've got, I think the absolute minimum is to get back in the top half of the table, right? For a first proper bedding season for Roberto De Zerbi and putting his squad together, top half has got to be the absolute minimum. And I think we need to get into the latter stages of both of the cups. If we sign, I mean, I don't know how we're going to, but if we do sign a striker and a couple of wingers, then my needle moves to absolutely we've got to get back in the European places. If we get people in that can change our front line, we've got to get back in the European places, and I think we should go for one of the cups. I think that's an absolute minimum. I understand there's going to be a bedding in period with Roberto De Zerbi though in his first year in a full Premier League. If we can get there, I think that's a successful first year for him.
But the league has to be a good position as well. Not this.
Absolutely. It's got to be front and centre.
It's got to be both, right? Because that's where I'm at the moment. Because there's no point just doing one of the cups, and we know that that's not good enough anymore. Just doing one of the cups and just leaving the league to just go to pot. You need to.
The cups are all going to be based on who we get drawn against, right? I mean, if we get drawn against another top 6 club in the 4th round or the 5th round of the FA Cup and something like that, then it could swing either way.
But we want to go strongly, don't we? We want to go strong.
Absolutely,
in those cups.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Prioritise.
But it shouldn't be at expense of the league. That's what I'm saying at the moment, because our league position is important.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we can do both. I think we can do both, one game a week. I think
that's what I'm saying as well.
As long as we don't get.
I know the example is Man City have gone and won multiple League Cups and FA Cups, but they were always, league position, very, very make sure they're in top 5, at least top 2, top 3, top 4. You know what I mean? Because if they finish outside that top 4 and they're just winning FA Cups, those managers don't lead. Pep Guardiola don't last. He don't last. You know what I mean? Chelsea don't last. It's not good enough. So for me, the league's the bread and butter for me. You know what I mean?
Just before Adrian comes in, can I just chuck something out there that might sound a bit controversial, but if we do get strikers in and left wing and stuff like that, I think it's absolutely imperative that we get back into the Champions League, because I can see the likes of, even though he's signed a new contract, I can see the likes of Van der Ven and that being gobbled up by a bigger team if he has a good year this year.
What level of forwards are you looking at for Spurs to manage to get into the Champions League spots, top 5? What were you looking at? Top strikers there, aren't we, really, or forwards?
Well, no. I think if I'm being level-headed, I think if we got Gakpo, Savinho, and someone like Mikatadze, I think that's enough to get us into top 4 or into Champions League spot.
Above who? Who we finishing above, Lee, in your opinion?
Well, I think Newcastle and Aston Villa are going to struggle this year. I think I'm going to be. I know this sounds strange, but I'm going to keep my eye on City with their new manager who didn't necessarily work out at Chelsea. I'm going to keep my eyes on him, and I think Rodri is going to be a massive loss for them. Yeah, a massive loss.
What about Liverpool? That's the team as well.
If they end up getting Barcola, I think that keeps them where they are. But who have they got in central defence? I mean, Van Dijk is.
That's what my concern is.
They let in a lot of goals last season.
They look very slim,
and they lack pace in midfield as well.
100%. 100%.
I think it's going to be another mixed bag this year, to be honest.
I couldn't disagree with what fellow guests have said. Europe is so important for so many reasons. You get them 8 games, whatever competition you're in, 4 at home, 4 away. But it means that you can also attract players. You've got European football. 100%. It's not just attracting better players. It means that you can blood players in those games as well, and you're in the domestic cups. I want us to go all out for the domestic cups and the league with 1 game a week, no excuses. We won't have so many midweek games. The squad will be able to cope with it because it's already raised its level. The level of squad quality the depth has been increased, right? And we know even sitting here now, we can argue about not getting a striker, and we might have to go in with Richie and Solanke, but we know we're getting at least 2 or 3 more players in this window before it shuts, and we know there'll be players going out. But European football is critical for our progress. We have to get it. I don't see why. I mean, I think we could possibly get 5th. I sort of see like Arsenal winning the league. Hate to say it. I see Man City winning 2nd. Man United under Carrick did very well when they finished the season. I can see them getting 3rd, Liverpool getting 4th, and I think we can be fighting for 5th. I think we can fight for 5th. But I would take 6th or 7th in Europa League because we can win that competition. With the upgrades in their squad we're going, and we won it on a thread, really, on a bare thread. I can actually see us winning the Europa League. I mean, again, and I would rather go in a competition. If we got Champions League, the only thing is, we're not winning it. We're not winning it.
Just money spinning, isn't it?
It's a money spinner. Brings 100-odd million at a club, whereas the Europa League might bring in 20 mil, something like that. But it's a money spinner. And for a fan, as much as I want the club to be financially healthy, I'd rather be in the Europa League and win it than go in the Champions League and know.
Yeah, but you go into the Champions League next season, don't you, Adrian? That's the thing. You win the Europa League, you go to the Champions League
at the moment. Then you got Barcelona, perennial teams that can win it, like Real Madrid and Barcelona. I mean, come on, we're along that. We're so far from that.
We are, but that's what the club should be aiming for, shouldn't it? I want Spurs to be winning the Premier League and trying to win the Champions League. This is the point of football, right? Winning. We've got to work
I'd love
towards
to
it.
see that before I die.
Yeah, well, they've got to
But
work
we win a
towards
Champions
that.
League and
They've got money. The club's got a lot of money, massive fan base, great history. We, as fans, it's what you want to hope for, isn't it? It's not impossible. It's just, but there's a lot of things that have got to change at Spurs to get there. You know,
It's an
I still have
opportunity for
questions.
you. This is.
Yeah,
It's an opportunity for you.
yeah, definitely. I think there is, and we
It's
deserve what we
opportunity
get.
because you-
Bill
you
Nicholson
can't-
said,
you
"We are
can't-
nothing without European football," and he's right. You need
Yeah.
it for so many reasons.
We do. I agree with that, and we deserve what we get, right? If we find ourselves in them positions next second part of the season. Now, for me, I think there's still so many question marks around the football operators at the club. I do. I'm you know, they've done some good business so far, but I do question the likes of Lange and Vinay and the scouting and everything. I think a lot of work needs to go into that still to make Spurs
Well,
truly
those
competitive.
of us, those that don't like Langer, not so much Vinay because he's just the administrator, the chairman, right? We're all giving credit to these signings on Moyson, who we got him from the City Group anyway, right? Obviously, he's the one that signs the deals off, right? You know, I mean, we got a massive recruitment team. I mean, like, you got Mackenzie, he's got a team of 10 below him, right? So we've got scouts.
Adrian, it's about the main man, isn't it? It's about somebody in that club who's got like a DOF or whoever, who's got a history of winning things, you know, working with clubs, ambition, knows the way to go about it. Part of me feels with the people in charge right now, they're kind of maybe winging it a little bit. Maybe that's harsh. Maybe people will think that's a bit unfair. But I do feel we need a better operators.
We have brought
really
in.
Want to.
We have brought in another really good guy actually for getting players into this club.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That is good.
You talk about Ramsey.
Ramsey's doing the European. He's doing the European side.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean,
Max Legger off of Bayern Munich for scouting. We took Ferreira. I think he's doing Portugal.
Are they all here now? Are they? Are they all here now, Adrian?
Yeah, another guy for Italy. There's another 2, and then there's 5 to do with UK football, the scouting side, and I think.
Yeah, but who's the chief guy, Adrian? Who's the main man at Spurs? Who's the main guy who's really driving this right now? Is this Vinay? Is it? I don't
he's
know.
The CEO. He's the Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
But then, like, what with his role as it's all encompassing, really, if you're talking DOF, you're talking Lange and Moyson, who we brought in from the City Group. That's one that's signing off the deals, right? So you've got them 2. Right? I mean, most Spurs fans won't want to give. I mean, I wanted Lang sacked in January, right? For not doing any work there and dragging us through, dragging us through the mill and shredding our nerves to the last game of the season against Everton. You know,
Adrian, do you agree with what I'm saying or not? Do you feel we need somebody in charge at this club to really move us forward? It may not happen this summer. You know, but do you not see it like that, or are you just mainly focusing on the?
No, I do. But then, like, look, your chairman is the one that should be taking the lead.
Yeah, but do you trust this guy? Do you think he's the main man to do it for Spurs, Vinay?
No.
But Lee, you come in here, mate.
He's a communications guy, isn't he? That's what he was at Arsenal. Langer's I don't think Langer scouted any of these players. They didn't give any credit to either of those 2. It's probably Mawson, or whatever his name is, that's doing most of the. Yeah, he's doing the scouting and finding the players.
Rob Mackenzie with the 10 people under him, so they'll be the ones that, unless Langer knows people himself.
What's the point of Langer? This is what I mean, Langer. What's the point of him anymore?
He should be gone.
I think they're looking for his replacement already because there's rumours that we're looking at somebody as a scout. I think it was. Yeah, they are. I think the problem is at the moment, and this is something that I'm going to be talking about in a video coming on Mr. Box Office TV soon, is that I think he's had the golden handshake, De Zerbi. And that's quite obvious by why he says, we're not finished. Also, the whole thing with Savinho, which looks like it's going to be a done deal, right? Someone's had a little bit of a word, and I think I've got a bit of a feeling that De Zerbi's had a little bit of a word. right? It's been telling. It's been telling because I know some people that have told me some stuff, right? Some tweets because like the thing that I love about this is why content makes content. Someone said to me, and content does make content. Yeah, with this transfer window because everyone's getting sick of loads of rumors right now. But you can read into the rumors. You can read into those rumors with a fine tooth comb and make six. You get what I'm saying?
The Athletic.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Because,
no. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I think you're trying to build on what I'm trying to say, Adrian.
Yeah.
I think Adrian's trying to build what I'm trying to say. But I'm just saying at the moment that someone's had a word. Someone's definitely had a word. And I think that's the Zerbi kicking some backsides up. Right? Because I think he sat there and said, I want my player, Savinho, ready for Brentford away next week. And that's why 70 million is on the table right now for been put on the table for Savinho, and that's why this deal's going to get done before the game against Brentford, and he'll be in the team. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think the Zerbi effect. Spoiler alert on my video.
Well, for those listening, I mean, the Athletic, right? David Ornstein is the most accurate ITK in the know out there. And he's obviously got a close association with the club. And obviously the Athletic have. I'm not saying all the correspondents on the Athletic have, but he has. Because like he's always first with the news. And then what happens is like someone like SYZ or Fabrizio Romano are then clever after the fact. And we've had quotes now Romano saying, I'm quitting this and all this because like you put your neck out and be bold and you know what the fan base is going to do to you, right? They're going to come at you hard. And I think he's took a lot of shit. Well, he's not no transfer expert, Fabrizio Romano. Let's get this straight. He's not. He's clever after the fact. Someone has to be the first who's given the information. And because the Athletic, you get a free subscription to the Athletic with your season ticket, right? Which I don't use the Athletics that much anyway. I let others get the Bombers. I'm not really interested in being first up past the post, you know what I mean? So that's why Ornstein gets it first. I can't speak for other correspondents at the Athletic. I don't know how accurate they are or whether they go off on wild tangents, right? But yeah, I mean, they broke it last week when they said, and I picked up on this, and I don't know if it was Ornstein. He said this week Spurs were having formal conversations with Man City over Savinho. Now that clicked with me because formal is like head to head. Which means this deal either gets done this week or it doesn't. So I think this deal with Savinho will be done by Friday. It could go into next week, but I think it's going to be quick because Man City got to move and all as well in the window. You know, so
yeah, let's.
I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Back to you. Cheers, Adrian.
Cheers, box office.
It's
Lee, any
done,
final?
yeah,
it's getting done. I think
it's getting done because, like I said, the telling sign is that that the Zerbi says I want my left winger for Brentford.
That right.
So someone's had a word.
Yeah, well,
someone's had a word because we actually some people are saying, rivals are saying we've overpaid. Well, the reason why we're looking like we overpaid, if someone says he's overpaid, I don't really care, to be honest with you right now. It's not my money, right? Is that De Zerbi wants his player and he's saying, I need it right now. So that's where Tottenham hierarchy is saying, we got to get this done now. Put the money on the table to shut Man City up and then get it done. So he's in against Brentford. So someone, like I said, it's quite telling that now this is accelerating big time quickly.
Well, we'll see. We will see.
And the deals, it's quite interesting since this has come out, since Spence has got sold and Romero's got sold.
Well, a bit of a coincidence there, then, isn't it?
Is it a coincidence? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm not an ITK. I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on.
Fair enough,
you, Dan. You want to shut down the show?
Yeah, cheers, man. Lee, final thoughts from you, mate, and then we're going to shut the show. Big up to everyone in the chat. Smash the likes. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, watching the show. Lee, mate, any final thoughts from you, buddy?
No, other than just hoping that we sort this front line out and they are working in the background to get what we need to get out to provide the space, and we just have hope. I just wish they'd done it sooner.
Yeah, fair points, mate. Well, look, big up to Bill in the chat. Joined us late. How you doing, man? Keep the faith. Look, big up to everyone who's joined the show tonight. Thank you so much for your comments, and if you could subscribe to my guests, that'd be really appreciate it. Subscribe to me if you're new as well. I'll be back next Tuesday. Return of Beyond the Lane with Nige and guests. We're going to go again back hopefully every Tuesday. Well, I know we got the cup game, so it'll have to be another day that week. But yeah, hopefully going live Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And hope to see some of you guys down there. So close to the start of the season now. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Looking forward to it. Glad Premiership football is back. Hope we have a good season. Still so many question marks for me, which cannot be answered until we really get this season going, until we see that transfer window shut. And yeah, let's hope we have a positive season. Fingers crossed. But big up, guys. Big up to Dan earlier for coming on. Benji, Scott, Elly as well. Big up to Adrian, Box Office, and Lee for joining us tonight. Appreciate you all. Take care. Big up, chat. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you all soon. Good night.